everybody. We're going to get started shortly. I see everybody. BK, BX Finest, Amanda, Edward, Phoebe, XXX Red Fox, Memphis, Sailor Maid. I see everybody, man. Books in the chat if you can hear me. Thank y'all for being here on this Thursday. I got a lovely show set up for y'all, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button on the way in. Make sure y'all hit that like button on the way in. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Jay Samuel, I see you. Faith Thompson, I see you. All right, let's get it. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Y'all ready? I like it. Yo. What's going on, family? What's going on? Man, peace to the chat. Peace to everybody in the chat. Make sure y'all hit that like button on your way in. Man, I got a blessed show for y'all today. Man, I got a bunch of reasons as to why hip-hop. He said, what beat is this? Oh, my homie, shout out to my man. I always got to shout my man out when everybody asks me, man. Shout out to my man, Airborne Audio, Columbia, South Carolina's own. Man, that man gave me a bunch of beats, man. Phoebe, oh, man, thank you for the super chat already. Here comes the money. Appreciate the super chat. Thank you. Fee is Fee. Fee is pronounced Fifi. Is it Fifi? We're going to get it right. But, yo, I appreciate you being a member. I appreciate the super chat. Anything is appreciated. Again, make sure y'all hit that like button. So, I kind of fucked. All right, let me not curse. I've been trying not to curse. When I get passionate, I curse. I'm not a cursor like that. But my kids been making me curse a lot lately. I ain't gonna lie. My kids been making me curse, bro. My wife is the sailor. I usually don't curse. And I try not to curse in my videos. If y'all notice, in a lot of my videos, I try not to curse. So I'm gonna try to be I'm gonna try to express myself better this time. But I kind of rocked the internet a little bit the other day, man. I kind of rocked the internet the other day, man. We kind of shook the internet up a little bit, man. It was kind of crazy. It was crazy. I definitely shook the internet up yesterday. Just Fee, the OB, is my last name. Okay, Just Fee. Okay, I got you, Fee. Sorry about that. But I kind of shook the internet up a little bit. It was funny because I got clipped up. Most of y'all was here. I see a lot of the same names, and most of y'all was here the other day. And of course, the clipper, shout out to CY Shells, I think his name's CY Shells. He clipped me up and was like, Reed agrees with academics. Which is crazy because I purposely talk the way I talk so you can't clip me up. I've literally mastered the way of trying to talk for a minute in a minute span so you can't just clip me up and say this one thing. Deluxe the champ, I see you. Shout out to Deluxe the champ. Shout out to Deluxe the champ. Goofy Nui, what's up, man? What's up? Peace to y'all. But yeah, I try to talk to where you can't just clip me up. Like I try to say a lot within a minute so you can't just clip me up. And I do say some pretty spicy things. I'm not going to say and act like I don't. But from my position and where I'm at, the reason why I want to be the replacement of Ack is because the game need to be shaken up a little bit, right? The game needs to be shaken up a lot. And it's a lot of connections and it's a lot of things behind the scenes that, we're unfortunately, like I said then, Ack is bringing a lot of things to the light, very much like how Trump brought a lot of things to the light, even though, Trump was like, yeah, I'm corrupt, but all y'all corrupt. And then Trump continued to be one of the most corrupt presidents we've ever seen. Like, I thought Bush was crazy, and Bush was crazy. I hate his rebrand. Common says some nice things about him. I hated that. Bush was terrible, right? When you have like something like When you have something like the Patriot Act, if you go read that, that's the reason why we got flock cameras. That's the reason why we got a lot of surveillance that we have now. If you just go read the Patriot Act, you'll know why. But I say a lot of things. I try to give a lot of information so you can't clip me up. And of course I was clipped up. And that's how it is sometimes. If you clip me up, you could have thought that I hated Culture United. But you clip me up, you could have thought that I love Culture United. It depends on when you come in and how you clip it. But for me, it's an overall conversation. And the people that I talk about and the people that I love and the people that I care for, I speak on and I respect them highly. If I don't like you, you won't hear me talk about you. That's the reason why there's very little academics videos in my in my thing, right? Like I think academics is a double agent. Like I don't think he really even cares about Drake. I don't even, Not Like Us was his most listened to song the year it came out, right? Like, so for me, I think he's just a double agent, right? But to give him credit, he did build a platform when nobody was giving us platforms. There's a lot of nepotism and there's a lot of connections within hip hop that you guys are seeing. You guys are seeing it firsthand. And so that's kind of where I want to talk about first, why people haven't really moved away from the biggest rap battle. The biggest rap battle in eternity. First, let's talk about the battle, right? The battle to me was so electrifying. It was one of the most electrifying things. Right hand Cam, thank you for being a mama for 10 months, man. I appreciate that. Right hand Cam.
Here comes the money.
Okay. Drop the bag, man. Drop the little bag in there, man.
You got
Yes,
money.
sir. Appreciate that. Give him. Wait, one more Quinta.
Get money. He got money. Get it all for him.
Shout out to Quinta, man. Where she came from, where she at now, crazy. She need to get me on the writer's room. Somebody tell Quentin, let me get on the writer's room. My wife is a teacher for 10 years. My wife been a teacher for 10 years. Boy, she tell me one little thing, I take off and make a whole story about it. But that's neither here nor there. One of my favorite shows, Abbott Elementary, but, wifey at school right now. But that's one of the things I want to talk about. The battle, to me, was one of the most electrifying things we've ever seen. Like, the most electrifying thing we have ever seen. And what it exposed is who was with who and who was with what. And we're still seeing the sludge of that to this day. And we're going to see it for the rest of time. Same thing happened with camera not focused. Oh, my bad. Thank you. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me do that. And it should be good right now. There we go. Camera focus. Thank you. You see my pretty face now? You see my pretty face? Ellie reacts. Do you see my pretty face? 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 Is the smile good now? Do you see my shirt? Shout out to Nadlib. Shout out to Nadlib for providing me with this amazing shirt. Right? Look at this. Look at this shirt. When I wear this shirt in public, people be like, yo, is that Kendrick? That's an American flag. They like, yo, that's hard as hell. Where you get that from? I send them to where they could get it from. So shout out to Nadlib. But this was a cultural moment that exposed a lot, right? For me, we're in the most corrupt times ever. And hip hop was in a rocky place before that, right? Pretty even when it's blurry. Oh, thank you. My mama, my daddy. They don't like each other, but then my mama, then my daddy. Then my mama, then my daddy. Look at my mama. Look at my mama. Look at mama. Look at mama. Mama pretty, boy. Hey, I know why Gen Z and millennials be hating on us. Because look, they ain't got this. I mean, I see why Gen Z be hating on us. Look, they ain't got this. Look at my mama. Look at my mama. You know she had some Air Max 95s on. My mama was, that's my mama. Look at mama. That mama and brother. Look at them heads. Look at them heads, y'all. Them heads big. Look at that, boy. Look at that head, boy. Look at my brother head, boy. Yeah, that my mama, that my daddy right now. Yeah. My mama, my daddy. Yeah. Hold on, yeah. Hold on. I'll show y'all more pictures since y'all here. That my granny. That granny right there. Look at granny. Oh, wait. Look at Reed with the dread. Look at Reed with the locks with baby girl. Look at Reed with the locks with baby girl. Yeah. That's where we come from. So if anybody got anything to say about me, I'm from that grandma right there with Marcy. Shout out to Marcy, man. Marcy, I ain't know Marcy was a girl until I was 15 years old, bro. Thought Marcy was a nigga. I just wanted to show y'all my family real quick. That's where I get it from. I get it from my mama, my daddy. They pretty, real pretty. Hold on, let me put my stuff back. Family always watching over me. Family always watching over me. But like I was saying, right? Oh wait, we got another super chat, man. Appreciate the super chat, princess. Appreciate the super chat. Okay, hold on.
You got fucking money. He got money.
Money,
Get it
okay.
off for him.
Okay. Dollars. I appreciate y'all with the super chats for real. But the beef was electrifying, bro. This is one of the best things I've ever seen. And at the time, hip hop was 2023 was the 50th anniversary of hip hop, and it was bad. You can go back and look at a lot of the things they were saying now, you know, linking it to USAID and Elon Musk cutting funding and all the pop explosion of country. Hip hop was in a messed up place in 2023. And so I predicted the beef. Y'all have seen it here on this channel. And, you know, at the time, I don't know. I don't care how many times people like to switch the narrative. Drake was the big guy. Kendrick was the underdog. I have a shirt with Kendrick saying, "Say Drake." Dope, man. What's up, Hot Commodity? I see you. Appreciate you. Dora, I see you, Dora. Thank you for being here. Thank you for still being a member. Deluxe the Champ, I already shouted you out. Miss Katie 180, I see you. I like that name. Y'all got some dope names in here. Baguga Mog, I see you. He said 9 minutes in the past watching on 151. I just started, so you ain't really missed nothing yet. But peep game though. Drake was the big wig. Drake was the guy, was the big guy. He had everything. He was the money, the girls, the cars. And Kendrick was the guy that wasn't releasing music and he wasn't around. And a lot of people didn't gravitate towards Mr. Morale because I always say this, Mr. Morale is a mirror. Kendrick gave the culture a mirror. And a lot of people didn't like it. That's why all of them old heads, oh, I didn't really like Mr. Morale like that. I didn't really like Mr. Morale like that. You hear them say that, and that's because they don't want to deal with their trauma. They got a lot of the old heads, OGs, the gangsters, they got a lot of that respectability politics. They got a lot of that Gen X. Let's not talk about our emotions. Let's not talk about our feelings. Let's just bury things in toughness and gangsterism. Right? It's a lot of that. So a lot of people didn't gravitate. That's a lot of black culture. A lot of what we've adapted to in the culture isn't, people don't want to talk about it. A lot of the things that we claim as culture, right? Like, to me, like, I think somebody could see my last live and be like, get your hustle up, Reed. You pocket watching. Get your hustle up. Get your money up, not your funny up. But really, that is pick yourself up by the bootstraps. Just remixed with some hood shit on it. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of our culture isn't addressed. There's a lot of trauma there. A lot of your favorites you see is a lot of trauma. And so these tougher conversations, they don't want to have. You know, they don't. The Charlemagne the God transition was into more therapy. So to me, I saw that a lot of people started doing therapy. So Mr. Morale and the Big Step was perfect, especially after the pandemic, right? So Kendrick was deemed and labeled this weirdo kind of guy, right? This weirdo guy. That's why, you know, Glasses Malone, shout out to Glasses, his favorite album is GNX because it's a little bit more raw. It's a little bit more punch you in your face, a little bit more hood shit. You feel me saying? More so than a lot of the black trauma that was in Mr. Morale, right? And so he looked weak. I say Mr. Morale and Big Steppers was a setup. It was the purging, right? It was the purging. It was the setup. It was the I'm gonna 8 Mile myself and put my demons out there because I'm working through them or I have worked through them. And when I pop out on the other side of this, you better stop playing with me. I'm gonna turn you to a song, right? And so during that battle, it felt very much like we are feeling right now, where the big bully finally got punched in the motherfucking face, right? The big guy. Your POV is refreshing. Sailor Made, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm going to be a little bit more calm today. I'm not going to try to get as passionate because is it Lester Freeman? Yeah, Lester Freeman. Follow the money. That shit is still in the back of my mind. Every time I talk, think about the money, right? The money in hip hop is more so in hiding from our trauma. Alcohol, weed, THC, partying and clubbing, extravagance. All of this plays into what I'm saying. Right? Kendrick was the underdog, right? And so the battle was that first time we seen the underdog throw that rock and the David versus Goliath. So much so that the narrative now is that Kendrick was the media darling. That Kendrick is the X, Y, and Z, ZYX. Right? Because the truth of the matter is Kendrick was always a media darling in hip hop, in artists. The artists in the hip hop appreciated Kendrick. And so when it came down to being an artist, which I don't care what nobody tell you, Floyd, anybody could see, everybody want to see Floyd get beat. But if nobody beat Floyd, people are going to tell you nobody beat Floyd. And so Drake managed to pivot out of every little thing. Kanye came at him. Jay and him been throwing jabs. Pusha T beat him up a little bit. If you ask me, Quentin Miller and Meek Mills beat him up a little bit, poked a hole in that ship, and eventually it sank. It made me feel about Drake differently, right? And so for the first time, we saw the motherfucking, the system crumbled. And so that's kind of where we're at today, to where hip hop is still trying to, a lot of the hip hop in the media is still trying to live in that. They're still trying to, yo, you listen to Iceman. Shout out to my boys on Rap Roundtable, Mesito. Somebody gonna tell you Iceman came and went. Iceman did come and went because it was 2 years late. Had you switched Iceman with Some Sexy Songs for You and you eliminate him doing the eliminate him doing the lawsuit, we may be talking differently about Drake, right? But hip hop is going back to where it was at in 2023 because people didn't allow it to happen. The party needed to die, but people still want to hippity hop with Drake. What's going on, M. Reed? Shout out to M. Reed in the chat. Shout out to M. Reed. But people still want to hippity hop to Drake. They don't want to just let the shit die. They still want to hold on to it, right? And so nothing that Kendrick laid down, people did and ran with. People still want Drake to be this guy. People still want to crown him that, right? And so you see that play out into the new artists, right? We're in the most corrupt times in fucking America, bro. Black people don't lynch themselves. I'm just going to say that. Shout out to Miss Rachel. How is no rapper out there like Miss Rachel? We in the most corrupt times, right? And like I said, all of this plays into it. The money that always been in hip hop is kind of like, oh, how do we get these niggas to buy crack again? How do we get people to buy the bullshit again? It's don't get me wrong. I could have took a very nasty approach on Spend That. I supported and respected Spend That and gave my opinion on Spend That the way I did because I saw the misogyny in it. Because I be feeling the same way India Ari be feeling about Spend That is the same way I feel about NELE Chopper. It's the same way I feel about Lil Durk. Right? It's the same way I feel about NBA Youngboy. It's the same way I feel. These niggas be talking about nothing. Violence, criminal, murder, spinning the block, shooting the op. They literally say the same words. We was up, down, we down. Now we spin, and we keep spinning again. I literally hear spinning, up, op, cop, op, block. I hear the same words when I listen to a lot of the newer music that is out there being pushed, right? I love Gen X approved. Shout out to Gen X. We're in the most corrupt times, and no rapper is reflecting that. Alcohol sales are down. Alcohol sales are down. Alcohol sales are down across the board. People are not drinking as much as they've been drinking. That's why Texas did what they did. Because older people, bro, I went to the CBD store the other day. I saw old people in there. They like, man. And you know what he was saying? He said, yo, the medication that I get is too expensive. And I need something more organic or real. Bro, Big Pharma and them, they hear that. That was a big thing funding hip hop as well. The little Zans and the little pills poppers and the bop bop boop boop boops. I took half a Zan, 13 hours before I land, had me out like a light, right? I had a whole dance to that. I ain't gonna lie, that was probably my last like favorite Drake verse. I took the 13 hours to that land. I took half a Xan. So when I talk about what's funding hip hop, that shit not working no more. People ain't with Fenty coming out, people you're taking a risk taking some pills. With Fenty out here and they using that the way to cut the drugs now, that's you risking your life. But that was another hidden thing promoting the lean. These things were pushing the system. So now the system is kind of like, oh, they don't want to drink alcohol no more. They don't want to do this no more, right? And yet no rapper, right? Like a part of this is the new rappers, the new artists. This is where we're at right now, right? A lot of that shit not working. When I say who fund hip hop, you could go right and say Ciroc. Ciroc was in every video. Remember when Ciroc was in everybody's video? Remember there was a Beats pill in everybody's video? I wonder why they called it the Beats pill. They could have called it any other name in the world. They decided to call it the Beats pill. It's no coincidence, right? Juice WRLD, right? Juice WRLD passed away. A lot of the celebrities and stars have passed away. We got a new Nip album. That shit sounds good. I was listening to it the other day. It hurts my soul. It hurts my soul that he's not here to have that album. So that's another factor, right? A lot of that shit, bro. Mac Miller, a lot of these people gunned down, shot, killed, blah, blah, blah. So now the culture is kind of like at a standstill. Yo, what's next? And these rappers, nobody's talking about the corruption that is going on in society right now. Nobody? I got to go to Miss Rachel to hear a bar? So that's another thing. The new rappers aren't talking to the times. The beef made niggas feel like they won. Not Like Us was I heard a lot. And I heard Not Like Us, I heard a lot. Because this was during a presidential election, right? The new president was coming and a lot of people was down in black folks. We will vote for Donald Trump. We will vote for Donald Trump. Everybody stepping on niggas. Foreign people, right? The whole diaspora war is a real thing. I've experienced that in real life where people come to America and the entry is to shit on black people. To say you niggas is lazy, you niggas don't want to work. So when I heard they not like us, that shit was big. That shit was a chant. It felt political. We over the Super Bowl halftime performance, probably one of the most politicized one, but it spoke to the ghetto. It spoke to the corporate execs. Bro, it spoke to so much artistry. Uncle Sam, my nigga, it was, I don't think we talk about it enough. Hold on. Because a lot of them old heads, they made millions of dollars. They made millions of dollars. Faith Thompson, Logic, that was his best song. That was his best album. Everybody. Logic had a good 2-album run, bro. Under Pressure, Everybody. Bro was doing dope. Bro was doing dope stuff. Bro, I'm trying to tell you. Hold on, let me get to some of these super chats, y'all. Hold on, we got some good super chats here, y'all. Hold on, let me bring this in. I want to bring this in. I gotta get away. I'm gonna let y'all know, man. I'm not paying for StreamYard, bro. StreamYard is like $1,000 a year, bro. If you see people using StreamYard at the highest of quality, make sure y'all super chat them, folk. Hold on. Ooh, this is an update. They updated this, y'all. Hold on. Hold on, family. Hold on. Let me Z that. Hold on, they updated this. Hold on, family. They updated some shit. Hey. Pull a Mitchell with a tongue out. Hey. Yeah. Hold on. Let me see. No. Not this one. I want this one here. Give me a second. I want to get to these super chats. Cause I want to bring y'all in more on this. So I gotta find a ghetto way to kind of bring in the super chats. I wouldn't say getaway, but you know how that go. You feel me? You know how I gotta do. I'm cheap, bro. I'm frugal. Ask anybody in my family, bro. I'm the frugalest of the frugals. We the frugalies of the frugals. We are the frugalies of the frugals. We are the frugalies of the frugals. Let's get some of these super chats. Let me get these super chats on screen. But I really want to talk to y'all, right? Because I think it's really important right now. I think it's extremely important. My brother said, what my brother said? My brother said right here, hold on, let me woolies. Let me woolies. I gotta ghetto. I don't want to say getaway, but we gotta do what we gotta do. All right, let me transfer this over so y'all can see that. All right, cool. We got one brother here. Thank you for your super chat. Appreciate it.
Here comes the money.
Y'all got money today. I appreciate y'all.
Get money.
Y'all must have paid y'all bills. It's my mama's birthday too, so shout out to my mama, man. Happy birthday to my mama, man. My mama, I wanted to show my mama, man. It's my mama's birthday, man. It's my mama's birthday today, man. Say what's up to my mama. Happy birthday. Say happy birthday to Mama Reed in the chat, even though she don't got the same last name, but say happy birthday to Mama Reed. Hip hop can't move on because we haven't discussed what an MC is. Okay, I can respect that. Have it with respect. If Professor Scott framed it Duck Goose, and we saw the work of Duckworth. Mainstream hip hop is not rebelling openly against this administration because the themes over the last 10 to 12 years are the same. The scheming, the killing, the looting. It's Trump minor. Ooh, y'all on one today. I listen. I love y'all. Y'all on one today. I'm gonna keep it moving, so I don't lose my points. So right now, right? Let me put this back up to where it was at, so I can see y'all beautiful people, right? Mama Reed birthday today, man. She a Leo, man. Mama a Leo, man. I'm a Pisces, mama a Leo. Boy, we had some, boy. But shout out to all my Leos out there. Leo, I love Leos. Me and Leos always get like this because mama a Leo. But let me knock off what I said. The new artists, man. Right? The new artists, they're not speaking to the times because unfortunately what we're not admitting is that the reason why academics is number one in hip hop media is because that's what hip hop has chosen to respect. That's what hip hop has chosen to dive into. They've chosen to dive into beef and bullshit. Now, beef and bullshit has always been here. It has always been the thing that got hip hop over the hump. It was a collaboration, right? Walk this way. When hip hop collaborates with other people, or when hip hop, the Adidas, my Adidas, when Run DMC shows their value to the system, oh, all these kids is got Adidas in the sky. Let's give them a lifetime deal, right? Shout out to Adidas for that. Let me grab water real quick, and then I'm gonna grab one of my favorite things. But I also want you to look at this right here for me. I want you to look at this. I want you to look at this right here for me, if you don't mind. Hold on. Whoa. Let me get another one. Whoa. Oh, wait. I want y'all to look at this for me real quick. Hold on. Race with time, I belong. Why is it not letting me get more? Oh, okay, I gotta add a new one. That makes sense. No, create a new one. I want y'all to look at this real quick. I want y'all to look at this guy real quick. I want y'all to look at Kendrick. Look at when Kendrick was a starving artist. This is Kendrick from 2013. What do you notice is the difference between Kendrick when he was coming out and this nigga just had Good Kid, Mad City. Look at the difference between him, how Kendrick looks, and how a newer artist looks today. Go in the chat and tell me the differences if you notice the differences. What is the difference between these new artists today when you first see them and Kendrick Lamar? When he already had Good Kid, Mad City. I'll be right back. I'm going to grab some water. And I'm going to grab something else. Hold on. It's jumping by myself. Over 200 people in the chat. What do you notice? Now, because I want to be fair, I'm not gonna show you any of the newer artists. But what I noticed with a lot of these newer artists is they look rich already. Kendrick didn't get his glow up. Let's keep it real. Kendrick didn't really get his glow up until GNX. Kendrick looked like a hood nigga all the way up until GNX. Bruh grew his hair out, got locks, had braids. But Kendrick looked very much like a reflection of the culture. Now you look at these rappers, they got the newest of the newest. Before a rapper even pop, he got deals with this company, deals with that company, right? Hip hop is a come from nothing story. But when you introduce to all of these new rappers, they look just like how the system wants them to look. Gold, Cartiers, they're very much of the times, right? The times is you can't be busted with your haircut looking off. Kendrick would have a hoodie on and look like the hood for super duper long. Super duper long, bro. Kendrick looked like the hood for super duper long. And yo, if we reach our super chat goal, I will do a giveaway. If we reach our super chat goal, I will do a giveaway. And you're going to want to be here for the giveaway. So make sure you stick around and hit that like button while you're here. Appreciate y'all. But Kendrick looked very much like a hood nigga. He looks like something you wanted to aspire to be. A lot of these new rappers come in and they don't give you that feeling. So the reason why hip hop hasn't really moved past the beef, nobody's giving us anything to move past. Unfortunately, this moment today I was listening to, and a lot of people not going to like this, but this is the truth. I'll see y'all in the chat. I appreciate y'all being here. Chat talk. I see y'all in the chat. I appreciate y'all. But I was listening to a Moment of Clarity today. And this is what I had a moment of clarity about. I was talking to a lot of people on Twitter yesterday, which I frequently do. If you want to find me, go follow my Twitter. I might jump into spaces and give my opinion and be funnier, a little bit more open than when I come on this thing, right? And so a lot of people was talking about just how like a lot of these new rappers are boring. We're in the most corrupt times possible. I got more bars than I could even think about. And yet you're not seeing any raw freestyles saying F Trump, F this, F that. And the reason why is because a lot of these niggas are signed, right? A lot of this push that we see on the XXL people that just don't really resonate with us. Okay, we're a little older, but I still rocked with a lot of Juice WRLD stuff. I still rocked with a lot of XXS stuff. I still rocked with some of the Ski Mask, Slump God stuff, even though I was older then. But a lot of these new guys are just not interesting. They have maybe all of the skill down, but they don't have the world building. They don't have the storytelling. And then they're not speaking to the times. People are broke. And I'm not saying that in a negative way, but people are robbing Peter to play Paul. But also at the same time, people are willing to spend real money on the real artists. This is why Wale, this is why Big Crit, this is why these guys are seeing a resurgence. This is why they're able to sell hard copies. Hold on. Still getting used to trying to see y'all, still getting used to having like the two screens. But this is why the real artists are able to have hard copies. Ooh, this is a good one. Thank you for becoming a member, my brother. Thank you for becoming a member, man.
Here comes the money.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you for that. He said, the new wave of MCs are putting the cart before the horse, the persona before the artist performance. They're trying to the scene as a springboard. And now, to their credit, we are in a content society. But they're putting out the wrong content because some of them already signed. A lot of these guys that we're watching are already signed and they can't go against them. They're not anti anymore. They lost what hip hop was always about. It was counterculture. Don't get me wrong. One could have an argument and say that a lot of hip hop was party music, move the crowd. But then again, nobody even making dance records. Nobody's making anything to make you move. So nobody's making anything to make you move. Nobody's making anything that's making you motivated to, protest or whatever. You know what I'm saying? What happened? What y'all talking about? Natalia Harp? Who's Natalia Harp? Y'all going in on somebody. But I appreciate the super chat, T God. I see you. I ain't forget you either, T God. I appreciate you. Hold on, big reaction. Ba da 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 da. Da 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 da. Dee 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 dee. I see y'all. Just want to show y'all some love here. Appreciate all the super chats. Appreciate all the super chats, man. I really do. Appreciate all the super chats. I see y'all here. Just want to give y'all little limelight. Want to give y'all a little limelight. Give y'all a little limelight. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Okay, let's keep it pushing. Thank y'all. Thank y'all today. Honestly, I'm gonna try to go live once or twice a week at least from here on out. But a lot of these new rappers are not interesting. They're not here. They're rushing to the platforms that, feel like they may be a little bit more polished with a studio and things like that. So they're not connecting with the reactors and the streamers. They don't own their music, so they're signed. So they can't be like, yo, freestyles. There's no like, you got the Rap Radar, but that's really like, they kind of, I think, shout out to Rap Radar, but I think that they kind of messed themselves up by just letting people go up there and just do whatever, right? The Rap Radar could be really good, but then a lot of people just go up there and rap verses. A lot of people could just go up there and rap verses. Princess, I really do appreciate it. I really do. You know what's crazy? This has been one of the best months financially for me. I'm not going to lie. Just getting rid of a lot of comic books, finding ways to make money in like outside of trucking. Because trucking, oh my God, that shit will put a toll on you, bro. Oh my goodness. The trucking company, anybody that's a trucker right now, bros is going through it. People are going through it. Getting up CDL right now, people are going through it. Not gonna lie to you. But it has been a very financially successful month. And so I appreciate that. But everything I do, I'm just like, I'm a Harlem hustler. Everything I get, I put back out. And so I really do appreciate y'all. Y'all literally built this. Y'all built my stream to be this good. Honestly. Y'all provided me with the funding to make my streams better. Go look at some of my old streams. Boy, them things, we was going through it. So, the progress from literally, if you can go back to my YouTube channel and see when I bought my first setup, bought my table, built my table. This is an everyday step by step, and it doesn't happen overnight. So thank y'all for being here. I really do appreciate y'all. Y'all the real MVP. But back to what I was saying. A lot of these rappers, they just don't we watch J. Cole and Wale and the blog era guys go from nothing, rapping, getting some pizza, hair not cut, Wale was a sneakerhead, so he was always fly to me and fresh. You even seen J. Cole get some money and start putting on a Versace, and then him and French Montana had the same shirt on. and then he was like, nah, fuck that. I'm going back to these hoodies. Right? So even the J. Cole rapper is like, man, I don't want that. But a lot of these new rappers, man, they want to be on scene. They look fresh. They look very well put together. So that's a big problem. We can't move on from it when there's nothing to move on from. Now, don't get me wrong. Listening to Ransom, Sock It to My Pocket, this is another thing that people don't want to discuss. New York is having a fucking run right now. Hold on. Let me say that again so they don't clip me up. New York City is having a fucking run right now. Run. New York City is having a run right now.
Turn this TV off. Turn this TV off. Turn this TV off. Crazy, scared.
New York City is having a fucking run right now. But everybody want that trap booty music from Atlanta. Everybody still focusing on Atlanta. Yo, Atlanta. Atlanta ran its course. The best thing they could do right now, if you're a member, I got that video on membership. It might stay there, but go watch it and hear what I'm saying. When I make videos, it might not be the best video, but the conversation is the best conversation. Atlanta need new producers. I have the video. If you're a member, go watch that video. That video is not me beating up Atlanta. It's just that the trap sound has run its course. Now that country music is using trap, trap music. Big X the plug. All right now. Right? That's another thing. Purple Haze, I see you. That's another thing. Hey, shout out to you, New Newton. I'm New Nation. Shout out to New, because I always rock the new shit. I'm just fucking with you. Every time I see New, that's what I think. But shout out to New Nation. That's why I try not to curse, because I know I want children to watch this, because a lot of this is a lot of the youth. If you notice, I'm focusing on the next, the up and comer, right? DJ Academics is #1 in media. So if he's #1 in media, the kids are going to look at him and say, this is what we're going to follow. This is what we're going to follow. But New York right now is having a run. Let me get back to that. New York City is having a run. Jabe Samuels, I don't know what you put in there. I don't know what you put in there, but it's obviously message redacted. But I appreciate the super chat.
Turn his TV off.
But New York City is having a run right now. But if you listen to what they're saying, Sock It to My Pocket by Rome Streets. I became a Rome Streets fan with Sock It to My Pocket. I didn't really like the conductor one that he had. I forgot what it was called, but it was the last thing that he did with Conductor Williams. I'm not the biggest Conductor Williams fan. I think that if we look at New York production, I maybe favor more Swiss beats than I ever thought about in my life, than maybe more of a Wu-Tang Alchemist beat. Like, I really favored a lot of DMX because they were giving me that feeling, but it was still like upbeat. And so listening to this new Moment of Clarity by Ransom, that shit is where it's at. And when I'm listening to Ransom say, and this is what a lot of the newer rappers is not saying, right? A lot of the newer rappers are not saying. Ransom had a song on there where he basically was like, yo, they took the story of religion, they killed Jesus, and now they giving you that devil shit. That's how I feel about religion. I feel like the book tells you the people that are not of God will take this and make it into some control shit. Make it into a white Jesus shit. When I listen to this Ransom album, I'm like, yo, these rappers are not saying nothing. They may be talking about their life when they got beat up at a park, or that's no disrespect to this story specifically, right? These guys may be rapping about, Rolex on my wrist. Like, I'm listening to Kai Cash and Bars Is Dead. I don't want to single these people out because these brothers follow me. But it's a difference when I listen to Chris Patrick and the hungerness I feel when Chris is talking, and the loss and the anger that I feel when he's trying to get on, the hungriness I feel then when I'm listening to a more bar-heavy lyricist like Kai Cash. One of my favorite artists in New York right now is Fergie Baby, right? And he made a song called 9 to 5. Yo, I'm tired of a 9 to 5. That's not how I'm trying to survive. Working this all day and that ain't life. Love shit like that. Nobody's really talking about the everyday experience. Some of these niggas is like, I'm rap better than, like, they mad braggadocio with the rap. Like, they talking mad shit rap. But, like, the world building doesn't really feel there yet. And when I look at them, it's like, nigga, you got Cartiers on. You got the newest, latest YSL. Everybody, I think the joke in the community is a lot of these, you got $1,000 worth of corn on, right? And so New York is having a run right now. And because New York is the worst when it comes to brotherhood, is the worst when it comes to, right? Like, we should be talking about Kai Cash. We should be giving him more pointers to be like, yo, but Kai Cash got a lot of music that does dive deeper and shit. But it's still like, I came up listening to like almost like Hotep music where niggas was talking about the system, was talking about God and Jesus. Mark Hami, another one. Listen, New York is having a fucking run. But niggas hate on New York, and New York hates on itself more than anybody else. So that's another one of my things. Actually, New York is having a run was the first thing I wanted to start with. But I wanted to start with how good the battle was. The battle, bro, think about it like this. I'm going to get back to my New York point. But think about it like this. Vlad TV, this is 50.com. Hip hop, a lot of hip hop that turned into like beef documentaries and that turned into like the Smack DVD era. A lot of hip hop, unfortunately, Academics was the beneficiary of this. Vlad TV were the beneficiaries of this. After Pac died and it was a lot of beef, and then Nas versus Jay, a lot of that pushed the content of hip hop to the masses, right? So a lot of these niggas, like Vlad TV was built off of Rockefeller versus Dame Dash versus Rockefeller, the fall of Rock, the fall of Nas versus Jay-Z, Biggie versus Pac. A lot of these niggas built platforms off of the salacious shit. That's why DJ Academics was able to come in and dominate, because he saw like how the crime of the streets flowed into the conversation, the behind the scenes. Doggy Diamond, right? Doggy Diamonds has a whole platform where he talk about niggas doing rituals and all of that shit. That's hip hop shit. Hip hop been doing that for a minute. That's why I say DJ Academics ain't special. Trump ain't special. You try to make these niggas special, now they feel like they special. But DJ Academics ain't special. Niggas had beef documentaries before. True Life. It's the new New York versus Jim Jones. I know my history. I was paying attention to all of it. Who wrote what and who did what and who slept with who. That was hip hop for a while. Misinfo. DJ Academics ain't special. He just was at the right place at the right time during that digital era to switch, where a lot of the old guard was trying to figure out how to pivot. Shout out to Rob Markman. Shout out to Elliot Wilson. These guys have figured out, even though they are dinosaurs, they have figured out how to navigate through this ever-changing society. I like these guys. I know sometimes it may sound like I'm spicy when I'm like, these niggas are protected class. But there is a protected class in hip hop. We got to mention it. It does exist. There is a Fraser Thorpe complex, Speedy Mormon. Now all them niggas leave complex and they built their own platforms and do whatever. Desus and Mero, whatever. But like that was hip hop for a long time. So you got to think about it. Them niggas built platforms off of Jay-Z versus Nas. Nigga, Everyday Struggle is hip hop. They literally took the barbershop conversation and put it on Everyday Struggle. And that's kind of where hip hop has been for a long time. That's what podcast became, right? So, of course, we're going to talk about our version of that. The biggest version of it. Everybody got reactors and everybody was reacting. It was big. It was crazy. That shit is crazy. Niggas is still talking about. I still see documentaries on Netflix right now talking about the Juice Crew versus Boogie Down Productions. I still see videos today talking about Cannabis versus LL Cool J. This shit just happened 2 years ago. Shut the fuck up if people are building their platforms off of this, because we've seen it before. I gotta shut up. Shout out to the Ville. Shout out to keep saying Jalopy. I'm a bad with names. John Say. Shout out to Moni. Shout out to everybody. The ecosystem is here. We just got to figure out how to stay strong and use Academics for what we could use them for. Because if he got a name, we going to put that shit on. Ooh, somebody said the falling literacy rates in his countries are affecting the music. Ooh, hold on, brother. You sent the 50 ball. Hold on. You sent the.
You got money. He got money. Get it all for him.
I gotta hit the. Ooh. I gotta hit the Roy. You gotta hit the Roy. You from Carolina. You know about hitting that Roy. You gotta hit that Roy on you one time. The literacy rates, the level of vocabulary, and just the level of understand that people like Prodigy or Nas had at 19 is crazy and captured and connect on all ages. Oh my God.
Crazy, scary, spooky, hilarious. Turn his TV off. Turn his TV off. Turn his TV off.
Ooh.
You're so dumb.
You dumb for that.
You're so
in a good way. We gonna get there though, because that's another one of my things right here. That's another one. The artists aren't speaking to the times. The literary states are falling. This battle, you could say what you want about Drake, but the nigga performed. Now it sucks that he had to dip so low, but he ain't had nothing else. The nigga ain't have nothing. The nigga had Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. I knew that's what he was going to do. I'm saying he going to use Mr. Morale. Everybody knew that. That's what Mr. Morale did. That was for. And he fell right into it. That's a whole different topic for a whole different day. But a lot of this has to do with the youth. A lot of this has to do with the youth. But let's get back to New York is having a run right now. Why doesn't, and this, when I talk about the South, please people clip this up. Please, somebody clip this up. When I talk about the South and I say, did the South ruin hip hop? There's two Souths. I live in South Carolina. I hate this state with a passion. It's a red state. Lindsey Graham, Tim Scott. If you look at our representatives, Nikki Haley, we have some of the most self-hating Negroes and self-hating colored people in the forefront. It's disgusting. The respectability politics that hide the snow islands. If you start looking at all the corruption, all the things that run through a state like South Carolina, oh my God, I hate it. But I love my black people. I love my Geechee Gullah, right? Shout out to Kev on stage for doing the Geechee Gullah thing. I've been quietly speaking on that for a very long time. Shout out to my man Q Smalls. Look up Robert Smalls. Look up the Geechee Gullah corridor. Look up the Geechee Gullah. Because if South Carolina is going to blow up hip hop wise, it's going to be Geechee Gullah. Why? Slang, fashion, culture. It has everything. Shout out to Kev on stage for coming to Charleston, finding out that Charleston sucks when it comes, South Carolina sucks when it comes to supporting black art and black things. So we never get nobody to come here because it sucks. But sometimes they come to Columbia. Sometimes they come to Charleston. Sometimes, right? Usually that's their worst show. But that's neither here nor there. But when I talk about the South, it's hard for black people to admit that the South has very bad literacy rates. We're underfunded. My wife taught in the corridor of shame. When you come to Reedmysole, you're coming to an educated brother that knows more than I meet the eye. My wife taught in the corridor of shame. This is Jasper County. The state of South Carolina got sued because the amount of, and this is, you can Google this, the amount of funding that was going to the corridor of shame. Look this up. Some of the worst schools in the country. It was so bad, the amount of funding that was going to them. It was so segregated in South Carolina. It was more segregated. What the kids were getting in the corridor of shame was so bad that it was almost like worse than slavery. And so they had to sue to find a way to fund these underfunded schools, because we all know schools get funded through taxes. This may be a little bit too big brain for you, but sit back and relax. I know this experience firsthand. My wife, they call Title I's. These are the worst schools in South Carolina because most of these towns like Winsboro, Jasper County, they don't got nothing there. And then you have areas where I live at, Beaufort County, which is one of the most popular areas to move to since the pandemic. They got all the money because that's where everybody's at. And so these kids were like getting taught like shit. The funding was bad. The schools were bad. My wife teaching them. They love my wife because my wife got me and her. And my wife's mother was a teacher. And they Italian. They know the culture. They're not trying to get into it and be it, but they understand the culture. My wife understands me and she understands my story, so she can speak to these kids. And my wife is on her 12th year teaching. My wife been teaching 12 years. So I've been seeing the system from a different perspective. When you talk about literacy rates, my son they want him in 3rd, 4th grade. His literacy rates are ridiculous because I made sure that motherfucker could read. But one of my son's favorite songs is Nas, I Know I Can. We was queens and kings. That's his favorite part. We were queens and kings, never porch monkeys. The empire Africa called Kush. Timbuktu, when every race came to get books to learn from black teachers who taught Greeks and Romans. Yo, that's one of my son's favorite songs. I know I can be what I want to be if I work hard in it. His favorite part on Not Like Us is once upon a time all of us was in chains, because he loves history and he's learning about history, right? This is just my personal belief, right? So the youth, this battle inspired the youth, and the system kept going on. Atlanta kept doing Atlanta. Everybody tried to act like it wasn't Atlanta. Some niggas even ran back to work with Buddy from Atlanta. New York has a higher literacy rate. Now, this is nothing towards the black people of the South. When I'm talking about the South, you got to know where we at, baby. They underfund us. But the crazy thing is, we still got HBCUs. We still got a lot of education in the South. You're more than likely to go to HBCU than some of the dudes in New York City. That's the oxymoron of it. The South gonna push it to that HBCU. New York, yeah, you might go to Binghamton. You might go upstate and get you a college education. But a lot of dudes go get a city job. Go to, and this is black culture everywhere, honestly. Like, let's not act like it's specific to these cities. I'm just using them as examples. But the literacy rates are bad. So when I say that, I'm not going to say that, but that's a problem. You see that mostly in red states. Red states are the bottom of the map when it comes to education. Now, that's not to say you're dumb and you're slow, you're from the South. No, that's literally looking at how the South is underfunded. So New York artists that have a little bit more lyricism, they're having a run right now. They're having a run right now. New York is having a run. And when I listen to Socket to My Pocket, when I listen to these artists, I'm like, yo, this is healthy. This is healthy. Same thing with Vince Staples. Yo, this is healthy. What Vince Staples is saying is healthy. You don't see him as widely promoted. Same thing with a lot of the Southern artists that are lyrical. The Lareezes, the Big Crits. The moment you see a nigga shot another nigga, Pooh Shiesty, that's what's push. Pooh Shiesty. Push Pooh Shiesty all the way into prison. Two birds with one stone. Gucci lost his street credibility, Pooh Shiesty in jail, and he might walk. Same thing with Lil Durk. That motherfucker crashed out, spun for King Von, now he in prison. But nobody stops and says, hey, let's talk about street culture and how it has a negative effect. You sound like Uncle Tom, right? No. Kendrick laid down the framework, watched the party die, and everybody continued to try to party, even though alcohol sales is down across the globe, even though people ain't going outside like that no more. So when we have a big conversation, that whole get a trade, that's bullshit too. Don't let nobody tell you to get a trade. Don't, that's right-wing talking points. If you want to get a trade. But guess what? You're going to be making barely $50,000 to $60,000 a year, working hard, no insurance, back hurt. There's some tricks to the trade as well. Don't just let anybody tell you, get a trade. Don't get me wrong. If you could cut grass, nigga, go cut that grass. If you can be an electrician, go be an electrician. But understand that those come with complexities and difficulties as well. You don't have to go get a trade. You can get an education. You hear what I'm saying? But a lot of this, if we really keeping it a stacky, keeping it 100, it starts with the youth. The youth don't have no guidance. The youth aren't being pushed. The youth aren't reading anymore. And so while New York is having a run, people are running away from it. A lot of it stems from the hate that New York gets. New York gets a lot of hate. I see it. I was just watching the Culture United and I was looking at Jarv like, damn, L, why you talking to Jarv like that? Oh, I see your New York face. I see your New York face squinching up. What you got to say? And he like, hold on. Because everybody got this stigma about New York that they don't want to admit to. I will stand on this hill. New York gets the most hate out of all of it, and it's because New York doesn't have solidarity. Also, New York has a very specific life that is unlike any other life. Southern culture and West Coast culture, very similar. If you listen to Bout It, it won't be hard to transition into Dub C. It won't be hard to transition. Like the playlist, when I listen to Dub C or when I listen to the Ghetto Boys or Scarface, it literally switches between Southern stuff, that specific Southern. Atlanta's a different Southern, but that specific more to the West Coast Southern, and it switched to Snoop Dogg and different things. Their culture is very similar. People have houses, people have front yards, right? It's a very different culture. You got to have a car to get anywhere. New York is on an island all on its own. Yeah, there's public transportation here and there, but like New York public transportation is some of the most different in the world, right? So New York gets a bunch of hate. New York get this, y'all think y'all better than everybody. But if Reed say, man, our literacy rates is better than y'all's, I can't say that. I graduated 8th grade, moved back to New York. Then I graduated high school and moved back to South Carolina. So I graduated from South Carolina. I took 8th grade South Carolina education. That shit was crazy. They didn't speak about the Geechee Gullah. I was actually looking at Miss, I forgot what her name was. I was like, yo, this is some bullshit. I was already a couple of grade levels, reading levels above everybody when I did come down here. But I didn't do the Regents exams. I think I did one Regents exam. I said, oh, hell, I'll go back to South Carolina. I ain't gonna graduate. I got shit to handle because I was outside early. And so I can't say that. I'm a Southerner. I'm from New York, yeah, Harlem, word, I know the city. But I'm a Southerner. Hold on, what we doing here? Hold on, what we doing here? What's that? Did they clip me? Oh shit. Did they clip me? Okay, no, they didn't clip me. We still good, y'all? We still good, chat? Hold the fuck on. What the hell? What the hell is going on? Okay, hold on. Okay, chat's still going. Everything's still going. Okay, I thought they clipped me. I'm like, damn, I'm talking that much shit? I know they ain't clip you, boy. I know I ain't talking that much shit. Jesus Christ. No, I ain't talking that much tabernacle. So I don't have a bias. I love the South for our culture. And I think that's what a lot of times people get confused when you start talking about the South. Our culture is very different. Our culture is very different than the South. You know what I'm saying? The South, it's a bunch of bullshit. But the reason why the South is so dope is because throughout all the bullshit, so much amazing things come out of it. Despite them underfunding, despite them, one of the best lyricists in the world is from the South, right? One of the best lyricists, Scarface, Bun B, Pimp C, Andre 3000. So a lot of the Southern culture is despite, but you got to talk about the bullshit that we got to go through when you're in the South. So I say this, literacy rates are down, and when high lyrical rappers are pushing, they get shunned to the side. So that's one thing we got to talk about. Right? This battle felt like the system. The battle felt like the David versus Goliath. These rappers look rich already. And then as I move away from the more controversial statements, because I feel as though those are pretty controversial statements, but that's a big nuanced conversation when we talk about literacy rates, but then we also talk about the amazingness of HBCUs, right? The South is very complex, and that's why I like it, and that's why I love it. But New York is having a run right now, and nobody really talking about it because everybody has their personal bias about New York. The media in New York, they only worry about themselves. It's all about connections and who riding with who. 38 Special versus Fat Joe and Rock. You know what I mean? It's always been that in New York. So New York itself, it's his biggest worst enemy. Because right now with what New York is doing with Ransom, I know he a little older, he 40 something, with Rome Streets, with Stove God, with the things that Benny the Butcher and West Side Gun, even though I'm not the biggest fan of Gun, but yo, Conway the Machine, these niggas are rapping. Everybody kind of feels some way about New York. They do. I don't have to say it. Y'all see it. Shout out to Rap Roundtable. They get, bro, I be watching people. I'm like, yo, why are they talking to them like this? Because it's that New York. Oh, y'all New Yorkers. I watch people say New Yorkers I watch people say so much negative shit about New Yorkers. Oh, y'all bougie. Y'all this. Y'all that. It's a bunch of implants there. And da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, bro, oh my God. The New York hate is crazy. For a city that hasn't been relevant, it's kind of crazy how the hate is there, right? We look at how New York, Joe Budden, and a lot of the New York podcasts have treated the battle. They don't promote the new. They don't promote that. They don't promote none of the new shit. You barely see Fergie Baby. I just saw, shout out to Tony Ayo and Young Buck. Not Young Buck. Tony Ayo and Uncle Murder. They just have Fergie Baby up there. But the New York market is so You know what I mean? I think a lot of people should be having Dime a Dozen on their platform to talk about the ills of of what WD11 is about. I like Dom. I just don't like that Dime is using a lot of AI in his visuals. To me, I love and respect visuals so much. I can't be the anti-AI guy and be like, yo, Dama doesn't, when he got mad AI in all his videos. That's creepy. It's creepy to me. I'm sorry. I love you, Dom. Go listen to WD11 though. Hopefully there's no AI in that. But it's really difficult for New York artists to really push and get out because they're rapping at a high level. So the kids automatically not going to listen to it. Everybody's still trying to figure out if the booty music of Atlanta going to get back on. That's kind of dead. Atlanta's working with new producers, Pharrell. Hopefully that works out for them. But that's another reason why we have a scene blowing up right now. But people focus on the beef and drama in California. Think about it. You hearing more about Draco the Ruler now than you ever heard about him because he's attached to some beef and some bullshit. I don't be keeping up with that stuff, especially when niggas be shooting at each other and killing each other. Hey, I stay too prayed up for that. I don't enter every energy into my house. But you see all the trauma and the turmoil that's in the LA scene. AZ Chike had a banger. Packed up, pimped out, pimping on the beat. Hey, rolling on my red. Hey, I'ma keep on talking about my watch as long as time tick. Niggas went away with disrespect, calling it content. I just picked up where I left off. Shit hard. I don't see nobody pushing that. Like, push that. That's a hard ass track. Because everybody got these connections and these friendships and these partnerships, and the real not cutting through. That's another problem. It's so much connections and partnerships in his side and your side and getting money with this. The artistry is taking a back seat. So, banger. I'll tell you, bro, I have no bias. I'm black first, and I've always been that way. Anybody that know me, I'm black first. Authentic. If it feels right, if it flows right, if it's fresh, I'm going to support it. The 3 Fs, feeling, flow, and fresh. If that shit got those 3, I'm going to promote that shit. Shout out to Lil Baby. Dead Fresh Cardigan, and fire. I love that shit. I want people to, why are people not pushing that more? Dead Fresh Cardigan. Oh, Pharrell. Then you see how that kind of trickles down too. Pharrell, bro. We got to talk about Pharrell. That motherfucker on a little bit of a run. Let's talk about Pharrell, right? So, this beef, back to the beef, pause. This beef is so interesting, bro. It's so interesting. Nothing else is matching that. Nothing else is matching that. Nothing else is matching that. Good morning, everybody. Chris Jan Jack, good morning. Shout out to Dom. Yeah. Shout out to Dom. It's hard to do this. It's hard to be honest and genuine and feel like you're attacking somebody. I don't want anybody to ever think that I'm attacking them. That's why I say, I'm going to talk differently today. But like the reading rates, a large majority of black people are in the South. So if the reading rates are very bad and the education levels are the worst in the South, guess where black folks, the bottom, or guess what's going to happen? And so the future of hip hop is depending on the youth. If they can't read, comprehend, if they don't know what they're reading, because they probably could put the words together, but if they don't understand what they're reading, how can we promote what's fresh and what's hot? So the truth is, a lot of the bullshit that's been pushed the chickens have come home to roost. I'm literally watching people woof on act with no ownership. How are you woofing on act and you don't have no ownership? The only way we knew about you is because you was connected to that person or you was connected to this person. A lot of that is the problem as well. A lot of connections and friend groups that are pushing, J1, there ain't nothing, no disrespect to J1. He blocked me on Twitter anyway, whatever. He ain't your daddy. Listen, I know that you ain't your daddy. But I don't want to hear J1 talk about, yo, I got a rollie on my wrist. I just messed with this chick. I'm flyed out. I'm dapper. I'm Dan. Nigga, your daddy got you that. You graduated from college, I think with an engineering or maybe I forget what degree he graduated for. And now you trying to be a rapper? Why? I'm never going to feel you, J1. I'm never going to feel that. That's another problem. They trying to force these connections on us. And you just don't really feel that. You don't really feel it. You don't really feel it. You don't really feel it. The visuals, this is why I'm mad at Dom. I wouldn't say mad at Dom, but I don't like how Dom did the visuals. Visuals are important. Now everybody's is half-assing their visuals. Now they just doing a lot of the new shit. It's just not as dope, bro. It's just not as dope, bro. Whacked Out Murals, just with Game doing whatever he did, Whacked Out Murals got a new meaning, and 616 in LA got a new meaning. Bro, Kendrick ain't even said nothing.
Crazy, scary, spooky, hilarious. Turn his TV.
He's more entertaining by not saying shit. He's controlling the conversation by not saying shit than all these new rappers that's giving you half-ass. AI visuals, Instagram type of in my basement, just sitting down by a tree, or a freestyle. It's just like, it's just not, it's not giving. AI, who said that? Jarita, AI all in the video. Come to death row. This stuff matters, bro. How can I'm a visual dude. I still think there's so many dope video concepts. Bro, I wrote treatments. That if I go pick one, you be like, oh my God, Reed. There's a whole 2000s nostalgia that just nobody's tapping into visually. There's so much you can do visually, but people are not giving that effort. It's become a lick. Let's keep it real. A lot of these people has come a lick. Niggas literally went back and said, hold on, 16 in LA sound like maybe Game was right. Maybe that nigga was dissing him. I love hip hop. I love it. I'm listening to Socket to My Pocket, The Moment of Clarity, Thoria Special, Stove God, Benny the Butcher, Conway the Machine. And these niggas don't be talking about them. It's a lot of biases out there, bro. It's a lot of biases out there. So when you see somebody putting a Nick Grant up there, or when you see somebody putting these smaller artists up there, giving them an opportunity, Dama doesn't, respect that. Because there's no places to go do that. Everybody talk, Adam 22 talk about Chatty Patty and beef and bullshit. Joe Button talk about politics or whatever. You rarely can go there and see a new artist roam streets. Ransom might be up there because him and Joe had beef, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna get Ransom up there on Joe Button podcast or whatever. But this is my whole thing. The ecosystem was created out of the beef. Nobody's tapping in with it. I should be having interviews. I should be having people come on and promote and speak. Should they pay me? Fuck yeah. We got more people here than some of these rappers can get. I'm making more money on my return on investment than some of these rappers that's still in the hole. Companies spend multi-million dollars to figure out marketing. Multi-million dollars to figure out marketing. We created something organically and naturally right here that respect the artist. I know all the questions to ask, but nobody's coming to me. Why would I come to them? Why would I be like, yo, please, can you interview with me? What? You need it. You need it. We need each other. But guess what? I can be on this mic for what? How long we been on here for now? I've been on here for 1 minute, for an hour and 17 minutes. I ain't show y'all a clip. I ain't show y'all a video. I ain't reacting to nothing. I ain't being crazy. I'm keeping it facts. I'm not bigger than the program, but we need each other. Yo, Reed, I saw you talking about X, Y, and Z. Let me come up there. Let's talk real quick. Cool. I would love my audience to get you to chant. Everybody got a problem with promotion. Everybody paying Instagram and him and her for promotion. But when it comes to somebody that has a platform, oh, you not bigger than the program. You think you're bigger than the artist you're talking to. I'll be watching niggas. I'm like, come on, bro. That's not even what we talking about here. We have an ecosystem. We created it. But nobody's tapping into it. Rolling Loud don't really work. Rolling Loud is dead. Y'all seen the last Rolling Loud? Them things like, man, come on, bro. If you're not a big major artist, it's hard to break an artist nowadays. But that's because people are not. Hold on, let me see something. Received direct deposit. Who gave me a direct deposit? Hey, appreciate all y'all sending the cash apps too, man. Y'all the best. Oh yeah, that came from whatchamacallit. That makes sense. Okay. Ronald Taylor, I appreciate the super chat, man. Thank you. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate the cash app, man. It goes a long way. But listen what I'm saying, y'all. I'm not bigger than the program. That's not what I'm trying to say. It's like, bro, we have an ecosystem here. This is kind of like, let's say I'm the Chitlin Circuit. Let's say Curtis King or the Culture United is more of the new Sway. Culture United, go look at Sway interviews. Shit, sometimes look at the freestyles. Sway not hitting the numbers he used to. He's still Sway, and he's still one of my 4 favorite journalists of all time in this hip-hop space. But Culture United is kind of the new Sway. Thousands of people be there live. They get 20,000, they get 10 to 20,000 views within 24 hours of a 5-hour show. 6-7 niggas be on there a lot. I ain't gonna. Them niggas be on there all day, bro. Damn, bro. I'll be like, God damn, y'all getting all that money, getting all that bread. Yo, I swear a lot of this shit be mad conservative white culture, bro. We took a lot of white culture, bro, and mixed it as some hood shit. Why you pocket watching? Yo, it is important right now to pocket watch. The reason why Gen Z and millennials are sharing their salaries is because keeping what you make quiet is how people control you. So we should have conversations about money. But I know niggas and money, they hate it. Oh, bro, you pocket watching. Get your money up. Why you begging? Well, I swear, niggas, bro, I love our people, bro. But a lot of this shit we got from Master and just remixed it and you talk about money with niggas, yo, that shit get real. I'll be laughing, bro. Cause I don't be caring. I'll be like, yo, that's funny. Cause you could, yo, if you got my number, you could call me, curse me out. I'ma laugh. I'ma take heed to it. I'ma process the information and try to do better. But if you go about it the weird way, I'm a goof. You're a goof. But this is the new TV. This is the new cable, right? So let's say I'm more like a Chitlin Circuit. You know what I'm saying? It was a difference between Rap City. It was a difference between Rap City. I'm so low maintenance. I don't think people realize it about me. When it comes to my gear, we gonna be fly. But my car, I don't care about cars and all that. When I step out the car is what I care about. But I'm so low maintenance. But let's say I'm more Rap City. You got Rap City and then you got 106 and Park. I like Rap City, but 106 and Park just had a different. It was more pop. It was more of a feeling, a live crowd, performances. You get what I'm saying? So this is what we have created. Curtis has talked about this. That is billions of dollars worth of business right there, yo. But if a nigga say something about it, it's all for the money. You're not supposed to be talking about money. You're only supposed to be talking about the culture. Bad guy. Bro, this is money, bro. Black folks, the only people. Don't talk about money. Do it for free. Do it for hip hop. While other people come in. Vlad TV. Oh, I'm $20 million. DJ Academics. Oh, I made $20 million. Everybody could profit off the culture. But once you say something, start pocket watching. Get up and hustle. It's like, nigga, what are you talking about? I'm talking about keeping our dollar in-house so we can control who comes in or who comes out. How can we control this shit if academics is number one in hip-hop media? How? And so that's another thing that I would like to talk about. The media. The big media. We don't control this shit. So if we don't control this shit, right? If we don't control it and we don't monetize from it, he said, man, it's hot in this car. Get out the car, Deluxe. Nobody told you to be your ass in the car for the whole time. I think I need, who can I trust to be a moderator in here that I always see, that I respect? I think I took, okay, Daniel's still in here. Daniel, I appreciate you. Thank you for being here, Daniel. I really do appreciate you. Emery. Bro, the South is Emery, don't ever think that the South ain't dope. The South is dope. It's just that y'all niggas don't want to talk about the bullshit that's in the South. Confederates, niggas getting hung. Red states. Why you that's the problem with a lot of the Southern rappers. Nigga, talk about what's going on in the South. South Carolina, bars specifically. Talk about Tim Scott. Talk about Nikki Haley. Talk about niggas don't be talking about none of that shit. Niggas don't be talking about none of that shit. Oh, the South is just fun and chicken and cornbread. No, the fuck it's not. Nigga, I'm here, bro. What? Reed, you finna run some video games. I'm when Wolverine come out, I'm gonna be going live on my video game channel and trust me, the video game channel is sitting in the tuck. The video game channel is sitting in the tuck. I'm waiting for the right time. Wolverine gonna be going over there and whatchamacallit going there. But yeah, I love the South, bro. I love the South, bro. Mississippi, we got to talk about this stuff. The South don't want to talk about it. But when it comes to New York, y'all dirty, y'all stink, y'all all are, blah, blah, blah. Nigga would have loved to throw all our dirt in our face. But I live down here. I know what go on behind the scenes. I know. I've been here. I'm a been here. I know. I don't want to talk negatively about it, but whoa. Let's talk about the South. Everybody want to talk about New York and all the negative shit, right? But let's talk about the negative shit that be down south. It'll help. We are living in those times, y'all. People always get offensive when you talk about them. We can sit here and talk about New York as much as you want. And I'm going to agree with you. I left for a reason. The old New York disappeared. It ain't community no more. It ain't hip hop no more. We could talk about New York all day. But as soon as you start the South, Andre 3000. No, nigga, let's talk about the nastiness that is in the South, bro. Let's talk about it. Okay, no, I'm bad. My bad. Yeah, well, that's because, like I said, Emery, it's not just about the HBCU experience. That's why I said our existence is an oxymoron. HBCU is different than the South. Orangeburg, South Carolina, the Burg. We talk about Orangeburg, South Carolina. I lived on Peasley Street. Shout out to Just. We lived on Peasley Street. I was working at the cookout. You're not talking to a nigga that's not from the South, the deep South. Ridgeland. Look up Ridgeland, South Carolina. Look up Beaufort. Look up Sylvania, Georgia. Look up Sylvania, Georgia. Not Savannah, Slovenia, Georgia. I work with an artist there. I know the South, brother. You're not talking to a nigga that's just like, the South is bad. No, I know the South. Orangeburg, South Carolina is a lot different than South Carolina State and Claflin. You're not talking to a nigga that don't know. My cousin went to Allen University. Allen and Benedict. Go look up where that's at. That's on Two Notch Road. If you're from Carolina, you know about Two Notch Road. The joke is your mama worked on Two Notch. You're not talking to a nigga who ain't experienced in it. I was in Low Rick. I was in the Garcia Gardens. I was when they shot the blood game. I was there. Big B'ing it up with the homie. I wasn't Big B'ing it up, but he was Big B'ing it up. Shout out to EJ. Shout out to my nigga Earl. Went to Blythewood High School. We could talk about the South. Cause I've been in the South. Yeah, I've been in South Carolina a lot. I was in Low Rick. I was in the Gardens where they shot the South Carolina Bloods at. Where the Bloods was at, they did on Gangland. I was right in the middle of that. With the Hennessy bottle. I'm him. I'm never, we are not academics sitting here and being like, no, nigga, I live it. I'm there. I had no choice. I'm broke. I'm not broke, but I ain't had no money, so I had to go where we at. So this is what I'm speaking of. The South is weird, but it is in a red state. sorry, I'm getting off track, but Orangeburg, South Carolina is different. Listen to me. Orangeburg, South Carolina is a lot different than OC Tech. It's a lot different than South Carolina State, than the Bulldogs. Shout out to the Bulldogs. Shout out to South Carolina State. But I digress. Y'all don't need to know my South Carolina stories. Y'all don't need to even know my New York stories. I've lived a life, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. I'm talking, bro, you look up some of these places, bro. I've been right there in Mitchellville. I know him connected to him and him connected to him. That's all I need to say. I don't need to bother it. But this is not the disrespect. This is what I'm saying. This is not to disrespect the South, but the South isn't honest about the South and a lot of the bullshit that runs through it. Let's move forward. Let's move forward. I'm thinking about like, dang, yo, I forgot some of my stories. Yo, Reed used to be wildin', y'all. Yo, I've been out there though. You talking about the cookout? I know about it, bro. What are you talking about? Been to the mini bar in Hardyville, South Carolina. Boy, I love me. Boy, listen, shout out to Reed, because y'all don't even know, bro. I know the culture, bro. The only place I really haven't experienced is more so to that Mississippi side, the west of the Mississippi. I don't know that side. I know east of the Miss. From Florida, my homeboy from Fort Pierce, Jukin. I can tell you all that. Jacksonville, right there. I know Jacksonville, right? I know North Carolina. I know Charlotte better than I need to know Charlotte, and I know the Met of South Carolina very well as well. Getting calls about my hometown before it got to my hometown, because I move with grace, I move with respect. So usually I'm good in any hood, because I'm not on that bullshit. Like I want to piece it up. So I love the South. Don't ever clip me up and try to make it seem like I'm against the South. I love HBCU. I love the Black South. So let's move forward. The battle spoke on Atlanta. Let's address Atlanta. Nobody's addressed Atlanta, and they bullshit. Everybody keep making excuses. Let's talk about a lot of the bullshit that Atlanta gave away. That even Pimp C was talking about it before he passed. We got to act like we the South. You from the South, but you got to talk like we from the South. Let me tell y'all this. I made a whole video about my wife, because my friends in South and where I'm at in the Beaufort County area, they thought I hate white people. They said, bro, everybody think you hate white people. I'm like, what? I said, what? Y'all think I hate white people? But when I moved down here, I got I had to preach. I had to tell niggas about Malcolm X, because they don't preach Malcolm X down here. My wife didn't know about Malcolm X until college made her read the Malcolm X book. Until I spoke on Malcolm X. I lived on Frederick Douglass Boulevard, 8th Avenue, right? So when I came down here, I started noticing like, oh, we in South Carolina. So I had culture shock, and I started seeing racism, like racism. When you're in New York, most of the police officers is Hispanic or black. It's like Atlanta. You get your ass beat in Atlanta by a police officer, he's going to be black. So you just think that's what it is. But when you actually see racism and you see Confederate flags and you see this shit, bro, I was on niggas' asses. Boy, I was, listen, what's his name? Daddy from, whatchamacallit? Furious Styles. Boy, listen, I was telling niggas. And a lot of niggas still fuck with me to this day because a lot of this shit happened, right? So I love the South, but I experienced what it is. Like, this shit is different than New York, right? And so people don't talk about it. People just want to gloss over the South and make it black. And, some people talk about it, but shout out to FD, because him even talking about Cop City in Atlanta, it just shows you the oxymoron of the Southern black life. But Atlanta got mad exposed, and a nigga ran back to him. Pluto. Y'all niggas love Pluto. Y'all niggas love fucking Future. This nigga made 2 diss albums about this nigga Drake and then ran back to the nigga. a lot of Atlanta, because the Atlanta is different. Even the other Southern people are like, yo, Atlanta different. Atlanta different. It's funny because there's a lot of New York transplant there now. Shout out to Eric Sermon. Eric Sermon was one of the first people to come from New York to Atlanta. You got to know your history. Know your history, folks. I know my history. Eric Sermon, he had a car shop. He was one of the first to Atlanta, had a car shop. Shout out to my brother that said, love your content, crown me James. Appreciate it, boy. I've been in the gym, boy. But Eric Sermon, one of the first person to come to Atlanta. And then Diddy came to Atlanta. And the rest is history, right? So I know what linked to what. Oh, Wolverine gonna go crazy. Let's not talk about it. I got my Wolverine controller. Y'all already know. I got my Spider-Man controller. I got my Spider-Man controllers. Cause we love Spidey, but I got the Wolverine controller. Woo. And I just spent the grip on some comic books. Jesus Christ, black comic books. Make sure you support your black comic shop. Shout out to Ink Alliance. I kind of kicked they back in. I gotta kick they back in the other day, but that shit pissed me off. I got 2 copies. Hopefully they don't cancel my shit. I gotta look at it every day, to make sure they ain't cancel my shit. Cause I just got 2 copies. I might give one away. The new Titans 38 with Static, the return of Static, joining back the Titans. They got a dope cover that I just got from the Comic Den. But yo, it's 200 of y'all in here. Hopefully y'all hit the like button. I'm gonna keep it going. This battle was monumentous, bro. This battle created lanes and avenues for new channels. We got the culture united off of this battle. We got the resurgence of Glasses Malone. Even though I may differ with him a lot, I respect him. Same thing with L. Same thing with BK. Same thing with all the platforms that were introduced to me that I may kind of take little friendly jabs at here and there. That's not me hating. That's just me being like, yo, I fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? But we got a lot out of this. Atlanta, we didn't check Atlanta. Future ran back to the nigga, bro. Future ran back to the nigga. He said Atlanta is different as fuck. Emery. The bigger picture, I ain't really watched the bigger picture. You know what it is with Jeremy? It's Jeremy. I'll be hating on Jeremy. Like low key. And it's because not Jeremy. Jeremy, heck, is a dope person. Jeremy's so dope. But I'll be low key throwing him shade because he's a white boy from Canada. And they're going to pick him to be that guy. They always pick these weird faces to represent our culture. And that shit be pissing me off. They always pick these pretty white faces that represent our culture and they never get gritty. Complex, my favorite person that came out of the Complex tree was not Speedy Mormon, because another just like face, which media does that a lot. I mean, they even did it to AJ. They made AJ from 106 & Park cut his locks and become like the pretty face guy. So it's no disrespect to them. It's just that they picked that guy. But Jinx was my guy. Oh, I fucked with Jinx and I fuck with Nadeska. I fuck with Jinx and I fuck with Nadeska out of like that Complex hip hop DX kind of family tree. Jeremy, shout out to Jeremy. There's no hate on Jeremy. It's just that they pick that guy. They always pick that guy to be on the red carpet and represent hip hop. It's like, this nigga's from Canada, nigga. Get some hood niggas. Damn. It's some nice hood niggas out here. I could clean it up. If y'all see me at my corporate job, y'all be like, oh damn. You see me at the bank, you be like, this nigga clean. Like I could do that. I probably do it better than Jeremy. Boy, I'll be a good house nigga. You know what I'm saying? They always pick a quasi house nigga type to be in front of our shit. So it's not Jeremy. I fuck with Jeremy, but I didn't watch the bigger picture that much. But I like DJ Head a lot. We got the resurgence of DJ Head. I love DJ Head and Gina Views. They need more views. They need more respect in the culture. Effective immediately be having some dope ass interviews. But you know, they connected too. They kind of connected as well. So, you know, they get interviews and different things just off of the fact that they're connected to the industry. Not about the numbers. And, you know, numbers don't matter when niggas don't want to fuck with you. Oh, you got numbers. That don't matter. Oh, you just don't fuck with me. Don't be, because analytics and numbers be everything until you don't want to fuck with a nigga. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. It be sounding like I be hating, but this is just barbershop shit. I be forgetting that like I follow these people, and these people somebody might clip me up and be like, Reed says Jeremy Heck is a white boy from Canada. But it's not him. Jeremy's I respect Jeremy because I wish I could be as clean cut as him. But I've been too much trauma. I seen too much racism. I done been shot at. I done been almost $150. I done been sliced. I done been robbed, gunpoint. I done been jumped. Nigga. It's certain shit you just can't like be for too long. Then you start seeing the cracks. But I like Jeremy. He put in the work. I like his series, his Passing the Crown series. Shout out to Jeremy. Don't ever, no disrespect to him. No disrespect to Rob. I know Rob probably be like, Reed, I'll fuck with you, bro. Rob hit me up like, bro, I'll fuck with you. What the fuck is this? Dinosaur Reed? Yeah, Rob, you a dinosaur, nigga. Your ass been writing. You was top writing shit. You was using the typewriter, nigga, to write articles. But I respect Rob because I come from the bibliography era where you had to go do the bibliography. It's a bibliography, right? I come from that era where nigga, you had to write a paper, nigga. You had to cite your sources, nigga. You had to go. It was no computers. It was barely computers. You had to fight for computer time, and you had to go read a book and source that shit. I come from that era. A lot of these little niggas don't come from that era. But let me stop low-key throwing shade. I love y'all. Thank y'all for being here. But this battle, did we hit our goal? We didn't hit our goal yet. Okay. We did 7 the last time. So I'm gonna throw up another goal. And I'm gonna do the giveaway. Once we get to 14, I'm gonna do a giveaway. I might even cash app some of y'all some lunch. Do y'all a giveaway. Boy, I hope the Comic Den don't cancel my order because they said they was only doing free payments. Actually, I'm gonna show the Comic Den what they got because I want y'all to see that shit because that shit dope, the new static. But yeah, yo. I'm in a race with time to meet where I belong. And yeah, it feels so right spending all these nights. Oh, that 38 special is fire, bro. Oh, that 38 special. That 38 special. I might have got the two lag copy. But I can't spell for nothing, boy. That's where my education, my public education system shows its flaws. And my ability to spell. I missed a lot of school because I was in trouble a lot. I was in trouble a lot. I ain't gonna share too many stories, but I missed a lot of school for fighting and all types of shit. And one of the main things I missed was how to spell. But I write super duper well. Hold on. I want y'all to see this motherfucker, bro. I want y'all to see this joint right here, bro. Oof. This is the New Mutants. This is it right here, bro. This is it right here. This is the new book that came out, bro. Sanford Green cover, got static on the ones and twos. You got static on the ones and twos. Bruh, shit is fire, bro. Hopefully they don't cancel my order. But yeah, they got static on the ones and twos, baby. But this battle, man, I'm getting back to this battle, bro. A lot of things that we listed today is why people can't move away from this battle, bro. There's nothing giving you that electrifying thing anymore. I hate that people have no excuse to say. Well, I listen, cite your source, bro. I used to have to cite my sources crazy. The encyclopedia, the Wolverine controller, double check Amazon to see if the pre-orders are still up. Double check Amazon. Sailor Made. Double check Amazon to see if the pre-orders are still up. Double check. Hold on. I'm gonna look it up and I'm gonna put it in the chat. I'm gonna put the link in the chat for you on my phone. Let me see if they still got it. Wario 64. Let me wait. The controller might still be available. So I'm gonna this tweet. I'm gonna link this tweet. And if you don't on Twitter, if you don't have a Twitter, it still should let you link it. Look at me giving people free promo. Check that link right there. And they should be able to have it. If not, I can get you a more direct link. But if I'm not mistaken, it was still up for pre-order. Yeah, go to Amazon. Go to Amazon and the link. I'll link to Amazon for pre-order right here. Hold on. I'll put the pre-order in the chat. For the controller. The yellow controller is right there in the chat. Go to Amazon. I don't support Amazon like that, but shit, they be having the shit. And I kind of work for them right now. But yeah, yo, woo. This is by it's 10. But I just want to I want to give promo to these people real quick. Even though they didn't give me the book, they didn't let me buy the book directly, motherfuckers. This is a collective of about 10 black comic book owned shops, 10 black owned comic book stores that got their own variant of the new Titans 38. So this is their own specific variant. Is limited to 1,000 copies, and you gotta go to the store or you can try for online. I was able to purchase them online. Hopefully my purchase sticks. Hopefully my purchase sticks and they let me get my 2 copies, because I'm more than likely gonna give away. I'm doing a big comic book giveaway, a comic book hip hop giveaway to my members. So make sure you join to be a member. Link is in the description. But this battle was so monumentous and so big. I don't think people are really like, we can't get over it. Kendrick did what COVID did. They'll never get over it. Drake just made a whole Iceman album about the battle. How can we get over it? How can we get over it if Drake just released the whole album? The veil is torn, bro. Mac Wop became a thing. Yo, Moni, I'm watching, even though she got me blocked. That's neither here nor there. Shout out to Moni. I get it. I understand it. It is what it is. Hopefully one day we'll make amends. I'm very much like status quo, that I don't want problems. I talk a lot because I want people to call me and be like, yo, let's break this off. I want to be on your team. So if I'm not on your team, I'm going to talk about you. But if I'm on your team, call me and let's break bread. And not in the sense of you give me this or you give me that, but let's communicate. I have a big platform. Where the OGs at? The OG, Glass is the only OG that tapped me on my shoulder. Justin and Curtis, those 3 the only ones that tapped me on my shoulder. You get what I'm saying? So Mac Wop, all these guys blew up. Moni blew up. Everybody blowing up off this. Reed blew up. You get what I'm saying? Shout out to Big Zoe. Screwface went to other heights. Everybody went to new heights. This is, give me something to replace it. Nah, that static cover is fire. Hold on, let me bring that static. He on the turntables on the 1s and 2s. Bruh, I hope my orders stick, bruh. They haven't sent me a cancellation yet. I'm just waiting for they on the West Coast too. I think the Comic Den is on the West Coast. I hope my orders stick, cuz that joint's so hard. That joint's so hard, bro. I hope my orders stick, bro. I hope, if anything, I hope they just cancel and give me 1. Like, all right, we can't give you 2, little nigga. But shout out to the Comic Den. Shout out to the Black Ink Alliance. They pissed me off the other day. But how you gonna hit me up for promo? Don't send me the book. I pay for it. That's a $30 book. That's a $30 book. And because it's black and because it's Static, that's my homie. Static, my homie, bro. That's the OG right there, right? But yo, listen, hey, M. Reed. I ain't gonna say nothing, but it is what it is. I ain't gonna say nothing, but it is what it is. But we all are able to change the narrative now. We're built platforms to where we can change the narrative that hip hop was going into. The academics of the world. The academics of the world is a big reason why we can't get over this beef. What else does academics have? Atlanta ain't really it no more. Atlanta ain't really it no more. He keep it real hush hush about the CMB artists. He keep it real hush hush about Pooh Shiesty. Academics know who he could play with and who he not gonna play with. But Atlanta scene ain't it no more. Atlanta, the drama, Smart, Young Thug kind of moved away from the drama. Quavo and Offset kind of moved away from the drama. So what can Act talk about? All he could talk about is this Rock Nation. Why? Because Rock Nation is in the target, in the scope of MAGA. So you notice that he keep trying with the Kendrick. Oh, the Kendrick thing don't work no more. We gonna act like he didn't lose again, because this is the second time they act like he didn't get his ass bust. Right? He got his ass bust by Pusha T, right? And then he got his ass bust again by Drake. By Kendrick. So he moved away from that. Oh, we not gonna talk about that. Regal Love, what's going on? Welcome, Regal. How you doing, Regal? Good morning. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate you. Right? But you see how niggas wasn't really able to talk about Wale album like that. Wale deserves more love for what he did. The clips, we should still be talking about the clips. The clips did amazing. But you notice they can't really talk about that. I still to this day think I have one of the best reviews of Let God Sort 'Em Out. It being a gospel album. People didn't really pick up what I was putting down when it comes to Pharrell, little rivalry with Kanye West. But you see, they sidestepped that. They can't talk about Rome Streets. He can't talk about Benny the Butcher unless they beefing with Freddie Gibbs. He don't really talk about nothing of the substance. So they have to attach themselves to the bullshit. So that's another reason why people haven't moved on. Academics, the number one in media, the complex that everybody loved to run to and go to Complex Con and give them all this credit. Complex be doing the most dirtiest, low down clickbait bullshit in the culture, but then they get access to the versus stage. We don't own Complex. I wonder if we had ownership over Complex, how their reporting of the culture would be, how their clickbait list would change. But you notice so now that the Drake thing and Kendrick thing is kind of like, what else can you say? Kendrick ain't saying nothing. Jay-Z. Ever since the Jay-Z let his hair out on hoes, Ali, I'm about to let my head out on hoes. Ever since Jay-Z didn't let his head out on hoes. Boom. Right? Ever since Jay-Z let his head out on hoes, Jay-Z, yeah, Kendrick, he ain't nothing. Jay-Z, this is the real fight. Jay-Z versus Rock Nation. See how he switched to just another more salacious bullshit? Because he can't think of the nuances of a Crybaby by Vince Staples. People could say what they want about my platform, but I got plenty of videos out there that do not talk about Kendrick or Drake. So there's a lot of things. New York having a run right now. New York is having a run right now. And because I don't care what y'all like to say, I know it. I see it. People call New York dirty and all of these type of stuff. But as soon as you start saying the South red states literacy rate, hold on, let's talk. Why don't hip hop artists from the South talk more about the Confederacy that runs the state? That talk more about the purposeful misdirection of funds so our schools and our communities can be purposely underfunded. Where's the big brain content? I'll help you. All of this shit is a deflection. This is why the beef, we can't get over it. Most of the main media outlets is still doing it. This is the reason why I watch the Third Verse. Shout out to the Third Verse. I know they over there getting their money right now. You always got to compete with them every goddamn day. Got to compete with Justin every goddamn day. And happy belated birthday to Justin Hunt, man. If y'all see Justin, tell him Reed said happy birthday. Nigga ain't text me back, so I ain't. Bro, I'll be petty, bro. I'll be petty sometimes. Nigga, you ain't text me back. You want me to text you happy birthday? I triple text you all the time anyway. But shout out to Justin, man. He celebrated his birthday yesterday, man. I think him and Nate Dogg share the same birthday. I'm pretty sure Nate Dogg birthday yesterday. But yeah, third verse right now. What are they talking about? Let's go look. Boy, if I stream snipe them, boy, that shit'll be crazy. I ain't gonna stream snipe them, no, but that would be funny if I stream snipe their ass. But look, third verse podcast right here. What they talking about?
What's wrong? Hey, listen. Hey, guys. Newsflash. If y'all hear that I work with Jay-Z, just know I'm working with Jay-Z. I don't give a fuck. Like, why are we acting? Why are we trying to act? And I'm covering this shit every day.
I think Axe Point on nebulous whether or not Charlamagne was admitting it, and him being a media figure talking about some of the things that are happening at Rock Nation while not disclosing his relationship with Rock Nation is where I think he's being attacked. I think that's where that attack comes from.
It's clear anybody could tell he got a relationship with Rock Nation. Nigga been wearing a hat for 5-6 years.
Right, but like, look, last night, Jeff was talking about, DJ Vlad came up in the conversation. You know what I mean? Yeah. I've worked with DJ Vlad. I've conducted multiple interviews for him. I have experience, and in that regard, I've been paid by DJ Vlad, right? I brought a client over to him for an interview, and at the end of that interview,
they be talking good over there. I give them that. One thing I can say about them, they have one of the best platforms. But look at what they talk about mostly. Hold on, M. Reed. M. Reed, you about to tick me off. M. Reed, don't tick me off now. Don't tick me off, M. Reed. M. Reed, don't tick me off. What I got in here? Hold on. What I got in here? Got my homie Hero right there. Columbia, South Carolina's own. Go look up Hero. He from Columbia, South Carolina. Hold on. Shout out to J. Cole. We support J. Cole. What you talking about? Hold on. What another one? Ludacris. I support the rappers from the South. What else I got down here? These are just my CDs. Hold on. Shit. I don't know how this one survived all these years. Well, I bought all these years I bought all of J. Cole. Don't talk to me like that. I support CeeLo. I support Nas Barkley. I was just listening to Phil Mob the other day. So sick of being lonely. A night on night. I'm with his homies. I wanna know what it feels to make love. You gotta talk. You not talking to a nigga that don't, bro. You know who Lil Ru is? This here another nasty song. I love the way she free with no panties on. I said, go and get that pussy. You know who Camouflage is? Come on now. You know who Camouflage is? Savannah right there. We can talk about it. I support, bro. Like, I support. But I know you're not saying me specifically. I was heavy on Nick Grant early. I was heavy on Big Crit early. That be the problem with the South. That's the South problem. Of course, the South gonna be the biggest supporter of these artists as they are from the South, and a large majority of black people are from the South. But a lot of these dudes had to go get respect from other cultures. But this is what I'm talking about, bro. Like, I really support the culture, bro. Like, I'm not one of those that don't support the culture. You get what I'm saying? I support the culture. You feel me? So, like, you talking about Pastor Troy. Like, I was heavy on Speaker Knockers early. I still give Speaker Knockers a lot of the credit to where the sound. A lot of people stole so much from Speaker Knockers. So much was stolen from Speaker Knockers. But this is what I'm talking about. Like, I support the culture. You get what I'm saying? I support the culture heavily. It's just that globally, the system doesn't attach They don't do that. They dumb it down. They do the dumb it down, Emery. You know that. But this is the reason why this battle was so big. And now it's turned into Rock Nation versus OVO. We could be talking about how New York is popping right now. New York is super popping. But it seemed like nobody really like Nappy Roots. What are you talking? Nappy Roots? You talking about, bruh? All my life been po, but it really don't matter no more. And they wonder why we act this way. Nappy boy's gonna be okay. Hey, all my life been po. What that's off the dome. Don't play with me, Emery. You're talking to a hip hop lover. So when I speak, I'm gonna talk about New York the same way. I know the deep cuts of almost every city. I could tell you some deep cuts on that people don't even really know in the city. All my life, but I made a rap off that when I was in like 6th, 7th grade. Said I've been so po, I can't even afford the R. That was like my name. I said I'm on Instagram. I'm just trying to be. I updated it. I'm on Instagram. I'm just trying to be a star. I'm so poor, I can't even afford the R. Po. I'm thinking about what they said. Po. Come on, bro. But tonight, something different. You get what I'm saying? I wonder if they talking. They should be talking. Nobody talking about my who sponsoring who video though. That's what I see. I'm looking at this. Funny. I'm looking at the chat. I'm looking at the chat to everybody that's on the Third Verse podcast, and this be a problem too. This be a big problem too. Not that I'm hating. It's just like, damn, nigga, we got to compete with the big wigs, bro. I got deep Bay Area cuts. What you want me? What you want me to talk about in Bay Area? What you want me to talk about in Bay Area? I see everybody in the chat. Hey, man, what's up? Hey, come over here real quick. Come ride with your boy. Come ride with your boy. But Rock Nation versus OVO, the new battle. And that's what everybody running to. But he said you tapped in Moray. Of course, Moray, bro. I was on Moray before. Matter of fact, my homie Big Pontiac put me on a Moray. Bro, come on, bro. Like when I went to the J. Cole concert. Moray was the opener, bro. I was hype as hell for Moray. What? Kickstand? Bro, on God, bro, he got a bunch of songs. Like his first project that he released after with Kickstand on it. Bruh. I love Moray. Bay Area, I'll be honest with you. I watched the deep cut that I would talk about from the Bay Area. Who just said that? Kalina the Dodgers, Cataline Dodgers, Caitlin Dodgers, my bad, Caitlin Dodgers. My deep cut from the Bay is that when Tommy the Clown was on Not Like Us, I was like, bro, finally somebody bringing Tommy the Clown to the forefront because I watched Rise growing up. Boy, Rise had me in tears as a little jit. Rise, y'all remember the Rise documentary about, the hyphy movement and Tommy the Clown and them losing the homies and bro. Rise was such a powerful documentary. When people was like, yo, who's Tommy the Clown? I was like, y'all don't know Tommy the Clown? Because even though I wasn't in LA culture and I didn't immerse myself in it, I always looked from culture from other places. So when you watch the Rise documentary, bro, that is one of the most powerful hip hop documentaries of all time. I feel like people if you want to talk about LA culture and you haven't watched Rise, think about it like this, Emery. All these people running their mouth about Draco the Ruler. I guarantee you, none of them niggas watch Rise. I guarantee you, they never watched the documentary Rise. That as a hip hop aficionado, see, this is what people got to realize. I was always searching for that stuff. This is how I stumbled upon all of the music from other places when I lived in New York. And then when I moved away from New York, it was even more so because there was a void of culture where I moved to. I found it. I found what was going on in Savannah. I found what was going on in the Met. I found speaker knockers. I found all these different things, but I guarantee you, the Rise shit, bro. Kid the Great came from town in the Clown and Crumpet. Come on, bro. Like, I'm a dancer too, so like I was in on the jerking era. I was in on all of that stuff. I was watching those boys jerk, bro. I forget they name, kids something. I was watching all them Julius the Great, something like that. I was watching all of them boys jerk, bro. I've always been tapped into the culture. I've always loved black culture because I see as you move and you live somewhere else other than where you're from, you see how we're all intertwined. So when I speak Reed, I'm not speaking on the South from a New York perspective. I'm speaking on it from a Southerner's perspective. I know more about the South right now than I do New York right now. And so this is why my channel is important to me. It may not be important to you, but it's important to me because I know I live somewhere else and I see how all of our cultures intertwine. I also see the things that keep us away from building black power, black unity, and the black dollar. So that's why I speak on the way I speak. You feel me? That's why I speak the way I speak. Kenny Mack, Fonte, I want people to understand. Drake is a thief. Drake probably couldn't tell you much about Lil Brother. Drake couldn't tell you much about Lil Brother. He might know a song or two, but I guarantee you, Drake could never talk to you about the Minstrel Show. Because Drake was just using people's names. That's why he switched so many times. When you first heard Drake, he was kind of rapping like the backpack rappers, Fonte being one of them, right? He was kind of rapping like the backpack rappers, right? That was real prevalent. But then he also started rapping like Joe Budden. He never mentioned Joe Budden. He never mentioned Joe because that's who he was really stealing from, and that's who he really was. He liked the same girls as Joe. He wasn't like Joe is like not a backpack rapper, and he more like drugged out more than he was like a gangster. So like Joe kind of fit in the middle, and so Drake was just trying to find the thing to steal at the time. I don't even think he was even looking at Fonte. I think he looked at Slum Village and Kanye, and just so happened to find Fonte in the process. And that maybe was a thing he could emulate closely. But I don't even think he was a fan of Fonte. He never whispered Joe's name until years after because he was most of his early raps sounded like Joe Budden. The nigga's a thief. He was just copying him. I don't think he even really knew who Big Little Brother was. That was just the thing to say at the time. He does the same thing now. He did it to WizKid. He did it to the Migos. He did it to everybody. Shout them out. And then eventually he don't really talk about them no more. So I think everybody keeps saying Fonte. That's disrespecting Fonte. What Fonte was doing Drake was not doing nothing like that. He may have been trying to sing and harmonize, but that was popular. That was popular during that Kanye Slum Village era where Drake came out of. That was cool on the blog scene. So early Drake sounded very much like what was popular on the blog scene. Somebody was feeding him, yo, this is what you should do. This is who you should do. This is what you should do. So yeah, shout them out. Yo, shout out to Little Brother. Why he never mentioned Joe? Because he was really probably looking more so at Joe. And that's kind of why they hate each other, because they're the same. But that's neither here nor there. This battle exposed a lot of this shit. Who is Fonte? Who's Fonte? What? What? You don't know Fonte, bro? You don't know Little Brother? You heard the Minstrel Show, though, before. You had to hear the Minstrel Show. Tyreek Money, listen. Come on now. You don't know Knife Wonder? You know Knife Wonder. Come on now. Get y'all school brother on there. Y'all school little brother on there. I'm talking about who that. Let me get off this. Let me get off Justin chat. Bomb his page. Stream his page. But this is the conversation. This is why I believe my platform is important. Personally. Because I've lived other places and I see the correlation. and I see the I'm from the South that people hold up. I'm from New York. I'm from the West that people hold up. And it's like, bro, go live in the South for 20 minutes. You'll be like, oh shit. Right? I work at Nike. I'm a sneakerhead, right? Do I got any Nikes in here? No, I don't got no Air Force Ones. I hate Air Force Ones. I'm probably the only dude from New York that hate Air Force Ones. I hate all white ups, all of that. We call them uptowns. I hate uptowns like a motherfucker. But when I start working at the store, somebody come out and say, yo, you got some Willie D's? And I'm like, what? He's like, yo, Willie D's. I said, huh? He said, Willie D's, he was wearing them in the Mons Play Tricks he playing in the video. I said, Willie D's. So I go in the back, look up Willie D's. I'm like, oh, he wearing Air Forces. So I come back, I'm like, oh, you want some Uptowns? My bad, Air Forces. He's like, oh, you from New York, ain't it? Yeah, I'm from New York. So you learn by moving, not online. Not online. Some people call them Willie D's because that's what he wore in the videos. Some people call them block walkers because that's what the niggas that was selling drugs wore. Some niggas from New York call them uptowns. When you actually move and you immerse yourself in other cultures and you live it, you understand it. Right? I understand the Geechee Gullah dialect from Charleston. I understand Sylvania and how Geechee Gullah doesn't just begin in Charleston. It also goes to Georgia. It also goes to Savannah. It also goes to parts of Florida. You start to understand, okay, a lot of us come from South Carolina, some way or how. Even if you like a native, even if you want to be that black person that like, yo, we was here first. Because it is true. A lot of niggas was here first. A lot of niggas was here first. You know, a lot of niggas was here already. Right? A lot of the Native American stuff, you see the similarities in these cultures. So please, anybody that clip me up, understand, when I say New York is having a moment, it's not because I'm from New York. Nah, bro, I'm a black man from America. And all of our cultures, due to the fact of redlining, due to the fact of all these things that Drake does not understand, these similarities that you cannot understand if you are from another country, I understand it firsthand because I see the similarities in Harlem. I see the similarities into Hilton Head or into a Chicago or Detroit. All these cities that used to be mad urban and black. And then all of a sudden, crime go down, gentrification, and then boom, boom, boom. This is my critique to the South. Why are y'all not speaking on this stuff? Y'all got to speak on this stuff, bro. It's so much right there. It's so much right there. It's so much there. Why y'all not speaking on this? The newer rappers, bro, they're fumbling the bag because they don't want to talk about Donald Trump. They scared. Hip hop is scary right now. Hip hop is scary right now. This is why I know about Baltimore. I lived in Baltimore. I went to the Shake and Bake. The Shake and Bake is a roller rink. I had birthday parties in Skate Key. I went to Skate Key, the roller rinks. Why are all the roller rinks disappear in America? You want to start talking about what happened to the hip hop right now? The main reason is America is whitewashing everything. No black third spaces. This is why we keep talking about this battle, because this battle has a big conversation that people are still yet to get out of. America has whitewashed everything. There's no more roller rinks. I grew up in roller rink culture, not in Atlanta. In New York, we was in the roller rinks. That was big black culture. That's where you'll get the music, you'll get the fashion, da-da-da-da. It was about having fun. Of course, eventually drugs came into it, gangs came into it, niggas started shooting shit up, and then people got in jail. But I went to Skate Key, bro. The last time I was in Skate Key, Chris Brown was there. It had already kind of been shut down. It was shutting down, and Chris Brown came for 10 seconds. We waited in the fucking cold all day because my dad, it's a long story. But this is why it's important. I am trying to bridge us together. And sometimes you got to tear shit down and tear people's ideas down and bridge us together. We got to bridge the Toronto scene and the African scene all together to this thing that we have, because everybody's trying to get on it. And that's one thing we're not talking about. That's the one thing we're not speaking on with this battle. And that's the reason why we still talking about it, because nobody's making the shift happen. Bro, the skating rink was the shit. Regal, Regal up. The skating ring was the shit. That was a black American staple. Everybody, that's Atlanta. Bro, niggas in Chicago was skating. Everybody had a different skating style. That's if you watch the movie ATL, he tells you that. We all had different things, but it was all similar to the same experience of making something out of nothing. Making do with what we didn't have. Making do with what we had. And that is the coolest thing in earth. Black music is God. The black experience is the closest story you're going to get to Jesus. That's why they persecute us and they try to hang us. Legit. This is what the music is lacking. Just because niggas is in a Range Rover does not mean. The reason why people still hold on to Kanye is because he said, I remember when it happened to me. I remember the Kanye verse that it happened. He said, drug dealers buy Jordan, crackhead buy crack, and the white man get paid off for all of that. It was that verse. He said, what's the verse he said? Oh my God, Harry, good points on Drake, but do you know he did a track with Fonte? Yes, I know the track Good Fonte on the, of course he gonna feature him, but then he ghosted him. Look at the actions of the man. He did a feature with him on, is it Comeback Season? Is either Comeback Season, yeah, I think it's Comeback Season. I know he did a whole thing with verse. Yeah, but shout out to your super chat, thank you. Of course, I know, bro. I was following Drake early on. That's how I know who he is. But what he said. Oh man, what that third verse? I forgot that verse on All Falls Down. That's how Kanye stole everybody's heart. Still to this day, motherfuckers don't want to give him up because at that time it was murder, death, kill, kill. It was 50 Cent. It was drug dealing, hustling, money, cars, and clothes and hoes. Kanye came in with All Falls Down. He said, we buy clothes and things we buy to cover up what's inside because they made us hate ourselves and love their wealth. That's why shorty holler where the ball is at. Drug dealer buy Jordan, crackhead buy crack, and the white man get paid off for all of that. But I ain't even gonna act totally holding down because fuck it. I went to Jacob with 25,000 before I had a house and I'd do it again because I want to be on 106 and Park pushing the Benz. That verse right there, that All Falls Down was the shit. Even if you in the Benz, you still a nigga in a coupe. Right? Just because niggas is in Benzes and niggas is driving nice cars doesn't mean that we still ain't getting, we still not getting persecuted. War on woke. War on DEI. No matter what they say, oh, that's woke. This woke is not stopping people from waking up to the bullshit. Hip hop, people are waking up to the bullshit. People are waking up to the bullshit. People are waking up to the bullshit. So no matter what they say, oh, that's woke, this woke, that woke, this woke, it's not stopping people from waking up. No matter what they try to say about Kendrick's music, it's not stopping we gonna be all right. The things he said on, was the verse that a lot of people that wasn't on Kendrick, the verse that woke people up, the song that woke people up on Kendrick, High Power. High Power was the song that sold me on Kendrick. He started talking that Hotep shit. Oh, it's Hotep. You woke. You notice how Hotep is what else? A pejorative now? Hotep is a problem now. But Hotep was that was the knowledge, bro. Knowledge of self. Yo, look at the man. Yo, look at what he's selling you. Look at he pushing. I grew up on the time side, the New York crime side. Staying alive was no job. I had moms bounced on old man. It's just we niggas forgot about that. And this battle still gives you a feeling of that. Everybody put 3 fingers in the air. Fuck your ethnicity. That whole Section 80. I said, whoa. I said, hold on. Section 80, High Power. That's what sold people on the shit, bro. Shout out to J. Cole, one of the best songs he ever produced. You funny. Primo, JD. You funny. I still love J. Cole. That's still my guy, man. I'm glad. I will always critique J. Cole because I still love J. Cole. Like, J. Cole still does better music than a lot of these people. He ain't talking about killing, robbing, and stealing. He played with it a lot, but he never really turned into a gangster rapper. Visions of Martin Luther staring at me. He said, last time I checked, we was on the we was racing with Marcus Garvey on the highway till I crashed my Audi. Right? They want to knock me off the edge like a fucking widow's peak. And I ain't sleeping some weeks. They want to, bro, that nigga was rapping. Doing the moonwalk, hoping I blow up in time. That nigga was rapping. But this is why this battle was so important. And this is why I appreciate y'all for being here. This is why I appreciate y'all for being here. I really do. We still love Cole. Cole he's just a middle child, nigga. We gonna beat your ass a little bit. Get your shit together. You should have cut the fall off was decent. You should have cut it in half, bro. What are you doing? But this is what I'm saying. Do the knowledge, nigga. Facts. Hold on. What this person say? Let me see the deleted message. What did he say? Nah, let him rock. Let him rock. Unless they saying something crazy, Rico, let him rock. Get out, get out. Yeah, Rico, get out, get something. Don't spend all your lifetime to be high. Yo, they need to make a song like that. Get out and get something. They need to remix that about being online. Don't spend all your time being online. You need to get up, get out, and get something. Because you and I got to look at each other in the eye. Oh, look at that. Why they ain't remixing Goody Mob? Why they ain't remixing some, like, yo, these niggas keep trying to remix the work, like, remix the Goody Mob. Said, don't spend all your time trying to get by. You need to get up, get out, and get something. Don't spend all your time on the online. You need to get up, get out, and get something. Because you and I got to look at you and I. Right? Somebody we need a, man, just like they got a bunch of Five Guys, we need a bunch of roller rinks. Somebody need to do a roller rink, bro. We need to. He said, where's the link to buy that shirt? Hey, somebody, I'm gonna put it right in the chat because I follow Nadlib. Nadlib actually texted me. I forgot to hit her back. I'll write a text message. My son a yell. He said it's a whole 2000s wave they're not recreating or tapping into. You get it, bro. Yo, Jay Andrew, shout out to you, bro. Bruh, Jay, I'm really from this, nigga. I am really from here, bro. Like, I'm really a South Carolina nigga, bro. I really spent a lot of time. I know he's just keeping up with my chat right now. If you still here, bro, I really be here, bro. Like, I really was here, bro. Like, if I was still in the Met, you would have met me already because I would have been on the scene. I'd have been on the scene crazy. I'm trying to find Nadlib's let me find Nadlib's website because I want to shout her out because she is one of the few people that has saw the bro. She told me off the rip I paid some of her bills one time by wearing this shirt in one of my biggest videos. One of my biggest videos, I wore her shirt, and she was like, "Yo, you helped me pay my bills. Thank you." You get what I'm saying? I don't know if this shirt is still available, but I am going to put it in the I'm gonna put it in the chat. I'm gonna put it in the chat. I'm gonna find it. I'm putting it in the chat. You a moderator though. You should put in the chat. All right, yeah. There go the shirt right there. There go the shirt right there. This is why I try to tell people. This is the thing I don't like is that they keep trying to make us into some weirdos that obsessed with a beef. Nah, bro. Y'all just not giving us nothing else to talk about. Dallas rap is a developing scene. Send me some links, bro. Send me some links. Bro, there's so much shit in hip hop, but hip hop is scared. If you want the Nadlib t-shirt, there go right there. Click that link. Click that link right there, and it'll take you right to the t-shirt. It'll take you right to the t-shirt. It'll take you right to the t-shirt. There go the t-shirt right there. Get you one. Tell her Reed My Soul sent you. Tell her Reed My Soul sent you. Say Reed sent me. Is it a white one? There might be a white one too. Hold on. Let me see if it's a white one. Oh no, she just got the black one. She used to have a white one. But go check out Nadlib. She did the artwork herself. She does a lot of different artwork. You want hip hop based artwork? I'ma always support Madlib. I know she a little crazy. She been doing some Drake stuff. She got some Drake merch, but don't hate her for doing the Drake merch. She getting that Drake money too. Don't hate her for doing the Drake merch. Don't hate her for doing the Drake merch. I see a lot of people hating on her because of doing the Drake merch. Support her. She does a lot of this stuff right here, man. She does a lot of this dope stuff right here, man. Support the culture, bro. See, I rock with her, even though her stuff is like screen printed in a more affordable way. I rock with her because she do all this art herself. Like these are her arts, and she just, she doesn't have the infrastructure to make the most quality t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? But she does all of this stuff herself. And she paints. She got posters. She got canvases. All types of stuff, bro. All types of stuff. Madlib is dope, bro. She got all types of stuff here. Nipsey. All different types of stuff, man. I really, really enjoy her. Look at this Cam shirt. I might need that Cam shirt. I might have to hit it up on that one. That Cam shirt fire. But this is Madlib. She creates all these things herself, bro. This is why I support her and I wear her merch and I will shout her out. It's not AI. It's real shit, bro. Check out Madlib stuff, man. Check out her, man. She really dope, man. She sent us this shirt off the muscle. She sent us this shirt off the muscle. But yeah, this created a lane for her to make money. This created a lane for her to make a shirt like this. This is a powerful shirt. Matter of fact, hold on. This is another shirt that she gave to me. Wait, there we go. It says, "Let's be clear, hip hop died again. Half of my profits may go to Rakim." Fire. I don't even think she sell this shirt no more, so you can't buy it. I don't even think she sell this shirt no more. Yeah, I'm not seeing it on the website. So she gave me another shirt, bro. That's dope, bro. That's what I mean by the black dollar. I'm pretty sure she seems like she's a little bit more Hispanic favoring, but that's still a black dollar. She's still a hip hop lover. She's still a black thinker. Right? So this is how we keep the ecosystem going. She made mad bucks off this. All she did was take the risk to send me the shirt for free. I posted it. It's dope. It's within the culture. This is how she was able to make bread. And this is how she was able to profit and make money. So we can keep it in artists that support us. She might be able to make you an album artwork. She might be able to make you a personal piece. Boom. Let's keep it there. She doing Drake work, but what it is. Shout out to her though. You want to find her stuff is linked right below. See, I've been listening. Cultural currency, facts, bro. This is what we here for. We got social digital currency. Shout out to my man Scrap. Actually, my connection to the industry is my homeboy Scrap Reynolds. His name is Dwight Reynolds. He's a writer. He writes a lot of R&B records. But he came up with a book called Social Digital Currency and how there's a lot of currency online and life is switching. IRL is a thing, but people are online constantly. So I've been talking for a while. It's about to be 1:00. He said, "All praise due to Rakim Allah." Yeah, that's Rakim is that guy. I need a Tropical Quest versus De La Soul versus, bro. Who's just said that? Kenny Mac. Yo, shout out to you, Kenny Mac. Shout out to you, Kenny Mac. Woo! Shout out to you, my brother. A De La Soul versus a Tropical Quest versus. It's so much there, bro. It's so much more in hip hop that Kendrick tried to tell us, but nobody followed up with it. The new artists didn't follow up with it. And that's why my platform, I try to toe the line. Like, I always try to drop gems and nuggets. Of course, I got to keep to what people are talking about. But sometimes I'll just do God is black. I mean, black music is God. I'll just drop that randomly. Why everybody talking about other things? So, man, I try to keep it very culture here. Very culture here. I can't believe how folks don't believe Dot been shooting at Drake his whole career. Don't ask questions about your favorite rapper. He did. Amen. I killed him. It's funny because if you go look at when the Rigor Mortis video was released, I'm pretty sure it was released a day before Drake's actual birthday. You can go figure that out right now. Bro, how did I go so viral on just a Cordae? I went stupid viral on Cordae, just a Cordae thing. I don't know how I went. Over 1.3 million people seen me just say, Cordae sounds like he's reading his lyrics. Pac is packing him out off delivery alone. Bruh, and that's another problem that it is. Beef and bullshit is really pushing the algorithms right now, especially on X. Oh my God. The beef and bullshit is pushing the algorithms right now. Who want to be my clipper, man? I need an official clipper, man. Somebody got to clip this up. This is a lot. Somebody got to clip this up. Somebody got to clip this up, man. I need a clipper. Somebody got to be my official clipper, man. So you can make some bread too. You get you do a Twitter account, spend a little $11 a month to do the Twitter account, and somebody be my clipper, man. I need a clipper, dog. I need a clipper bad. Because a lot of this stuff, I be talking about so much big brain stuff, it's kind of hard for me to even find a way to clip it. If somebody want to be my clipper, man, I'll allow you to give all rights on my content, bro. But this is how I went viral again on Twitter, because a lot of negativity is out there. So this is how I went viral. I said, Cordae sounds like he's reading his lyrics. Pac is packing him out on flow alone. 1.3 million people watch this. God dang. 9K. Why are people like... So I try to like balance it out by saying it's crazy how I was just making a statement in passing and it has so many people upset. In hip hop, we compare things. It ain't that deep, yo. But since you here, I do content. And I put my Black Music is God video in there. So I can kind of balance it out, man. But a lot of the negativity of the algorithms is what's pushing this. A lot of the negativity in the algorithms is what's pushing this, and that's a big problem. But let me see what y'all saying in the chat. Let's see what the chat talking about. Chat talk. What y'all talking about in the chat? I'm gonna give y'all the floor, and we gonna rock it out for the next 15 minutes, and we gonna get out of here. Bro, no, X is very real, bro. X is very real. It's a lot of bots in there, but yo, X is very real, bro. X is very real, bro. X, Facebook, they're very real. Don't let them try to tell you, oh, a lot of this stuff is bots. X is very, very real, bro. X is very, very real. I don't think people understand that. He said, no hate for Linkin Park. There will be no hate for Linkin Park. They was a great group. I want people to know I love Linkin Park. Hold on. Crawling in my skin, these wounds they will not heal. Fear is how I fall, losing what is real. All of these websites have people who find anonymity, be anonymous and trying to get off they hate because they feel comfortable. But there's still a lot of humans on X. There's still a lot of humans in here. But Elon is whack. I ain't gonna lie. Elon is whack. A hot commodity. Elon is whack. He said, tell us more about that bar, fam. Let me see. It's deeper than most. It's deeper than what most have been saying. What's deeper than what most have been saying? What is Tobiago talking about? Most don't know what that bar is meant for from 16 LA. Ah, come on, man. See, this is what I mean. We still breaking down shit from 16 in LA, bro. So I wasn't an emo kid. I was listening to gangster rap. I don't think I think the reason why Jay-Z, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Don't let nobody tell you that lie, Regal. I wasn't an emo kid either. But a lot of the reason why Jay-Z did a Linkin Park a thing was because Linkin Park had a very large black audience. Niggas was in the hood listening to Linkin Park. When black people say white people need to get back in their bag, they talk about Linkin Park. A lot of them talking about Linkin Park. A lot of people talking about Linkin Park and Good Charlotte and Green Day and all of that stuff. That was people in the black community was fucking with that. People in the hood was fucking with Linkin Park. I've become so numb. That's why Jay-Z mixed and linked with them. Because they had a large black audience. From New York, too. From New York and in the South. That shit was, that wasn't no emo shit. We were there. I was there. But I get what you're saying. And everybody hood different. You get what I'm saying? Everybody hood different. But there was a lot of people, and this is what I try to tell people. Just because your hood didn't do it, doesn't mean other black people in other hoods wasn't doing it. And it don't mean your hood is gangster than everybody. Don't mean your hood is better than everybody. No, it just, you was just on something different. But I'm gonna keep it real with you. A lot of gangster rap music was bad. A lot of it wasn't good. That's why I like Ice Cube, Ice-T. I like certain stuff from certain people because just like anything else, it was a lot of bad rock music. It's a lot of bad hip hop from New York. But that's the reason why he did it. But that's why I try to connect this. Black people, we got to understand, bro, just because it didn't happen in your hood don't mean the person that happened in your hood was different than you, or they was worse off than you, or they wasn't as black as you. Nah, Linkin Park had a very big black audience. A lot of that rock music had a very big black audience because they were speaking truth to power. You listen to Lifestyles of the Rich and the Famous, they always complaining. Like, it was a lot of stuff that they were speaking to that at the time hip hop may not have been speaking to. This is why I say everybody started to gravitate towards the realness of Kanye because he was speaking at a time where it was money, clothes, and hoes. He said, I ain't hard, I just stand 10 toes. Listen, Regal. I get you. I get you. He said, Malcolm in the Middle, King of the Hill. I don't know about all of that, my boy. I ain't never liked Malcolm in the Middle or King of the Hill. But I did watch Family Guy. But the black experience is so much bigger than just gangsterism. It's so much bigger than just being from the suburbs. Oh, you a nerd, you from the suburbs. It's so much bigger, so much nuance to it. The Southern experience is so much bigger than just poor illiteracy rates. It's so much bigger than HBCU. The New York experience is so much bigger than just roaches and rats. When you start getting around and you start connecting with other cultures and other people, you understand that most of that shit is saying the same exact thing. You know what I'm saying? He said, why do you think nobody ever took a shot at 3,000 on wax? It wasn't like he ain't have a lot of haters. Niggas did take shots at three stacks. Hell yeah, niggas took shots at 3 stacks and Common. It just wasn't like hardcore. But when niggas changed up their clothes, when they started messing with Erykah Badu, niggas did take shots at him. It just wasn't like in your face, but yeah, niggas took shots at him. Niggas took shots at Eminem. Niggas took shots at everybody. It's just if you heard them or not, or if you understood them or not. And those people took shots back at them as well. But yo, I'm kind of gassing out, bro. I really do appreciate y'all though. Our culture is much, we got to give each other grace and give each other space. The academics already have we have to have academics. We have to, because we need somebody to show who we don't be like that. We need him in the culture. We need a punching bag. Academics is a punching bag. And the more we speak on him, the more we get. And so that's one of the main reasons. So in conclusion, New York is having a run right now. Niggas feel a way about New York. So that's the reason why niggas keep talking about the battle instead of talking about real lyricism that is out there. The new artists are boring and not speaking to the times. The battle felt like David versus Goliath, to where in a universe of Trump, in the universe of Trump, being our president, the battle felt like our one big win after COVID and after seeing academics and Drake of the world make hip hop into something else. A lot of these rappers look rich already. Let's go back and look at how Snoop Dogg looked. Let's go back and look at how, a lot of these rappers looked in the early days, comparison to where they're at now. And then look at rappers now when they just popping on the scene, comparison to how older rappers look. There's a lot of posers in hip hop. That want to discuss the more negative sides of hip hop because they feel like they have a savior complex, right? And they want to change the community. They want to be Spider-Man. And so that's another reason. Beef always pushed hip hop. Niggas made millions of dollars. Niggas made millions of dollars in big platforms off of beef and the lore behind it. We're literally watching a trial on the major stage that was basically about a rap beef that turned into some street beef that turned into something else. That's the Keefe D trial, right? So a lot of things are happening right now that are keeping people focused on this battle. There's still being breakdowns coming out to this day. Hey man, don't talk about D1 like that, bro. Don't talk about D1 like that, bro. I don't even like you talking about D1 like that. I don't even like you talking about D1 like that, bro. Don't even talk about D1 like that. Common beef with Ice Cube and Drake, which is funny because the same things that they levied against Drake, the same thing that Drake had to kind of like Common paved the way for Drake. Because that was kind of like the thing that like Common's soft because he wasn't talking about killing, robbing, and stealing, even though he is from Chicago. This is why I try to tell people, I don't like the tough guy thing online. The tough guy stuff online, that stuff doesn't move me. It kind of give me the ick. Being like our culture, we be tough with all the wrong people. I don't like that stuff. That kind of gives me the ick. The icky, like I'm tough. People were saying the other day, like, oh, academics need to get his ass beat. Now, of course, that was a lot of women on there saying academics need to get his ass beat. And we can go into that. That's why a lot of niggas be getting their ass beat because women be hyping people up, not knowing there's consequences to violence. But I don't think academics needs to get his ass beat. That doesn't solve nothing. Ac is way past gone. Academics needs to be ignored and only spoken on in a negative way. And I wouldn't even say in a negative way, but academics needs to be ignored mostly. You keep talking about him, he gonna keep putting up. So like tough guy shit, that just gives me the ick because of things like Common. People always have this preconceived notion that, oh, because you do this and you do that and you wear glasses and you speak this way, you a punk and you a pussy. And that's kind of how people try to treat Common, and that's why Common did the bitching you. And if you ask me, I think he got the best of that beef in that battle because it's not about tough and who can fight and who can shoot. It's about who's smart. So that's just kind of like me right now. But hip hop is kind of static right now. Hip hop is kind of static. And as much as people want to just make it about being gangster and being shooting and robbing and killing and stealing, it's not. It's so much bigger than that. Black existence is so much bigger than that. And this battle exposed it. Drake saying, "Oh, you PC. He's saying you PC, you not really a gangster, but you just as a dog as I am." It really showed how blackness is perceived and how blackness is, rapping like you're trying to get the slaves free. I hear that a lot in the way people kind of come at people that don't put on the more gangster patina. I hear that a lot. And it's funny. I hear a lot of niggas talking points. Some of y'all favorites out here. I hear the same thing. I hear the same thing Drake tried to do to Kendrick. I hear niggas doing that say they hate Drake to other people. It's funny how that works. And so I try to give you something different. I try to be something different. Follow the money. And y'all be dope. Y'all be great. Y'all be dope. Y'all be great. and academics is here because a lot of our favorites played with him. Pause. A lot of our favorites played with him, and they didn't think it would get this bad. But I saw this storm when Trump became president because I started to hear because when you live in South Carolina and you're perceived as one of the good ones, you start hearing, oh, these niggas are not religious like me, and they don't want to just, they don't care about the community. No, these niggas, it's respectability politics. Once you start hearing it in your everyday life, because you start hearing it from your everyday coworkers, when the whole George Floyd thing happened, I start hearing academics' rhetoric and talking points and Drake. And I'm like, oh, these niggas is on that shit. And then they give me the keys and the keys and the keys. Why you rapping like you're trying to get the slaves free? And you start breaking it down. You start realizing where this come from. But unfortunately, a lot of their respectability politics is in gangsterism. A lot of the pick yourself up by the bootstraps, a lot of black culture is just a remix of what the white man said. Just our version of it. So that's why I try to stay away from the violence. That's why you don't see me talking about who shoot who and who shot what. I did early on because and I'm going to stick to this. The streets of today is reckless. They're not dangerous. They're reckless. A lot of the kids of today are not dangerous. They're reckless because they have no guidance. And they're doing it not because they want to survive. They're doing it because they want to get fresh or get fly, or they want this or they want that, or they want designer instead of the Jordan, right? So a lot of what I see as far as the streets of today, which is why Glasses kind of hit me. Because maybe in his mind, I maybe have sounded like Poetic Flacco. I maybe have sounded like academics. But when I speak on the streets, I speak on the streets of today having no code, morals, values, or guidelines, killing random people and things like that. And a lot of what gangsterism is do be rooted in a lot of what the white man made us do. Niggas don't want to talk about it. So that's why I stay clear of violence. Because to me, violence don't solve nothing. You can only crack a nigga upside his head that will take that to heed. Academics getting cracked upside his head, just like Drake getting cracked upside his head, they'll become a victim. Same thing with Trump do. People try to murk me out. Okay, whatever. And so you really got to look at that because a lot of our favorites be having those same talking points, and the Andy Pandies of the world kind of be calling it out kind of crazy. But you start to hear it even in our own rhetoric, right? Ray Daniels versus Wayno. Wayno go crazy on him. Fuck that. Fuck you. It's like, yo, y'all could have did this better. Y'all could have had it, but we be so willing to crash out on us. But we with the white man, we hold it with gloves and hands. So I see a lot of that, bro. And that's the reason why I came in the game. And that's not going to make me friends. And that's not going to have some of y'all maybe that may feel like, a little bit of the more raw stuff. Hey, call me if you ready to fight the real enemy, because I'm going to be there with a lot of shit. But when it comes to our people, man, I love our people, man. And I don't want us to, even though academics has shown us he's not like us, he's still one of our people. He's still one of the biggest in the game, whether we like to accept it or not. He still, unfortunately, represents us, and some of us put him there. I don't want no harm to come to that brother, because then, you see, they can't handle everything civilly. They shoot, they rob, they kill, and still, even though Trump's still a nigga out his bedroom in the middle of the night, Trump blowing up this, Trump sending the bombs to Israel to blow up that, that's neither here nor there. But we the animals, we this, we that. So, hey, let's talk to that brother. But I think it's past talking. They created an animal. And that's kind of the reason why niggas won't pivot. The culture can't pivot because it's always been in the benefit of the system to show our dysfunction, to show our violence first before they show our humanity, right? I think that's how a lot of the niggas is getting hung. Somebody asking for help. Them folk asking for help and getting niggas in oh, yeah, let me help you. They playing with our heart. That's what I believe. So I think we just need a perfect balance. And so I'm trying to provide a balance and bridge the gap. I've talked enough. Y'all have a good day. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for the super chats. Thank y'all for everything, man. It's a conversation. I'm not saying nobody wrong. I'm not saying nobody right. But yes, ACT is very important to highlight. I wouldn't even say the real from the fake. I think what ACT does is very real to him. I don't think what Act does is fake. And I think I think unfortunately the reason why he's able to capture people just like Kanye West is that he says a lot of real shit. He says a lot of real shit. That's how Trump was able to con his way. Con artists say a lot of real shit. Don't mean they fake. It's just that means that they aren't genuine. They don't have pure intentions. They're not doing things on good faith. Rob Markman, when he's spitting at somebody, when he's spitting venom, it's done in good faith because he was bullied. He was messed with. He was poked with. A lot of people like Act, they go poking the bears and then try to play the victim. So what he does is very much real. He is. And to him, he's very much real. But it's not genuine. It's not authentic. It's not rooted in reality. It's based off of what he wants to believe. So for me, y'all, just don't pay attention to the nigga. Listen to Sock It to My Pocket. Listen to The Moment of Clarity. Listen. I like Sock It to My Pocket. That's good. But The Moment of Clarity by Ransom, you gotta listen to that right now. Go listen to The Moment of Clarity by Ransom right now. I think Act is a cultural rage bait, and it works. Regal, it works. The rage bait works. You're mad right now. He got you mad. I just told a brother the other day, like, yo, he's not special. Don't give him too much credibility. The internet is in a rage bait stage right now. I talked about Ransom's album on Twitter today. It didn't get 1.1 million views. Matter of fact, I want to show y'all that. I'll show y'all that real quick. Right? You see this one yesterday, 1.3 million views, negativity. Let me see if anybody even liked the fact that hold on. Where is it at? I don't even see it no more. Oh, right here. This will show you what they're promoting. I said the price of clarity sounds really good. The album sounds like buying the Mermont after having that North Face for a little too long. If you from Harlem, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It says, I felt cold air and tropic heat at the same time. I felt like I won something after the Boule ended. The Boule is a song. I legit almost bought some Timbs. New York is having a run right now, and the media is real hush-hush on it. We know why. This gets the soul stamp of approval. That ass backwards. I call it ass backwards, which is that SSA. But look at the difference. Look at the difference. Look at the difference. Look at the difference. This is an amazing, it's going to sound fresh, it's going to have flow, and it's going to make you feel the cold winters of New York, but also the tropic heat of a summer. Real talk, it's weird. And that's how I felt this morning, first thing first. But look at this. The love does not go as far as the hate. I need somebody to clip things up for me so we can get me and us to a bigger place. Regal, I know, baby. Regal, I just really like you. I'm watching you. You really remind me of auntie. So I know where you coming from. You remind me of my aunt who live in the West Coast. So I'm not mad. I'm tired. I know. I hate that motherfucker too, bro. I'll be ready to pull up on him. But look at this. Shout out to Nalib. She was she saw me rocking my shirt. Hopefully she gets some love off that. I'm here to promote the culture, bro. That's it. But yo, I gotta give me some food in my belly. Yo, it was over 200 people in the chat today. We talked about some real shit. Really listen to the jewels that I'm dropping. I should be the one replacing Act. I'ma claim it. If y'all looking for the Act alternative, the reason why I be mad and the reason why I talk about money and who's sponsoring it and where I could go, follow the money. I'm the replacement for academics. We around the same age. I could speak that nerd shit just as well. I'm very approachable. I love my people. I have knowledge outside of just hip hop. We can talk about policies and how politics work. I've always wanted to be on the Breakfast Club. I still see it in my mind. I always wanted to be on Joe Budden. I see it. I'm the alternative. I can't speak for Big Zoe, even though that's my dog. I can't speak for Moni, even though I rock with a lot of her journalism. She is where I source a lot of my stuff from before she blocked me. I get it. But I feel as though I'm the alternative to academics. Me personally. And I'm going to stand in that. And I'm going to stand on my square, bro. I built all of this. I can edit. All I need is a infrastructure behind me. That's why I'm mad at my homies locally. I know exactly how you can make some money. Be my personal clipper. I say controversial shit. I say smart shit. I say dope shit. You can be my clipper. You could literally be my. You could start my clip page for Instagram, and you can start a clip page just yourself personally, and start a Twitter. Get the money. Maybe you'll get because I still don't even have the monetization through Twitter, but maybe you can get the monetization through there. Bro, that's why I'm mad at the homies locally. Bro, we've been building this shit for years. As soon as I get there, niggas ain't hitting me. Niggas act like I did something to them. All I did was put them on game. So I'm the alternative. I can't speak for Crew. Crew's more of a reactor, right? I love Crew. These are the people that I love. If I mention them, I love them. Justin is a little older. I ain't too far away from Justin. Wayno, he does very similar to academic style, poetic Flacco style stuff. I like his better than them, but he does that. Rob Markman, he getting money with Sprite and Genius. He got his own page and he get a little muddy, but he's been here for a while. Elliot, you don't even see Elliot like that. Jeremy, he ain't ghetto enough for me. He ain't gonna get muddy enough for me. You know what I'm saying? Hey, send me some paperwork, Jeremy, and you do the research. Show me where the links is at. We'll break it down, right? Apsa, she's more so that, right? What Apsa does is actually very unique, and she should be a lot bigger with her like more political style, right? Thought crimes, they're a little bit too conspiratorial, right? I'm the perfect balance of all these people that I mentioned. So it's on you guys to get me there. I'm not going to change up. I don't need for nothing. I'm fly. I got sneakers, clothes, cars. I don't need for nothing. My kids are set. We straight. I ain't gonna lie, we ain't that straight. I can use 6 figures, but this is the task that we have, to find the ones and push them up. This is why I'm like, dang, bro, I want to be on Culture United a little bit more. Dang, why? Okay. It is what it is. Niggas is still competing. Niggas is going live right now with me. Niggas is still competing with Reedmysole right now. So you know what? I can't even ask, because Justin is independent. They don't put him on no media list. They don't put him on no list. So I can't even be mad at the mentor. That's my sensei. That's my master Roshi right there. Right? But it's on us to push this. It's on us to I believe personally. You may not. You may believe Koala's the guy. You may believe that Miss Hummus is the guy. Excuse me, Miss Hummus. You may think Miss Hummus is that girl. If you do, support these people. Push these people up. When Rap Roundtable, my homie Rap, he told me, yo, some of us is chasing me. I'm chasing them. They chasing me. I'm chasing them. I see them all together working, getting this studio. I'm like, bro, I want all of that stuff. But I'm here a one-man band. I ain't got no clippers. As big as I am, 65,000, we gonna get to that 100,000, right? I'm like, bro, where my peoples at, bro? I'm lonely. Wifey can only do so much. That's all I got. My brother, he got his own problems and his ills. So I'm looking like, dang, well, who can I trust? Everybody trying to make me some bad guy. I don't even be mean like that. I'm not a mean, nasty or nothing. Do I take my hell yeah, because the culture need fixing. Rap Roundtable, Absa, Professor Sky, Glasses Malone, Justin. And then I've been meaning to listen to that. I've only been featured on. There's plenty of other people that I'm gonna work with, some more smaller content creators. But I really look around and I'm just like, this is $1 million, man. This is $1 million. We could get this $1 million together. Nobody want to get it with me. So I'm jaded. Yeah, I'm jaded. I'm extremely jaded. Very jaded. I'm a very professional person. I was raised in the South. I say yes, ma'am, no, sir. If we was to actually communicate and you was to show me your loyalty to me, I'm the most loyal dog there is. But nobody showed me loyalty or mention my name. And it's like sometimes people would tiptoe around me. And oh yeah, shout out to Reedmysole. Nigga, nigga, answer my text message, nigga. What the fuck? I believe I'm worth a milli. At least 2. This is a powerful platform. We just got Nad-lib lit. So I stay away from that gangster shit because, bro, that shit fucks up the money. That shit, I don't know, beefing. We don't need to be beefing. We need to be building. Even if we don't like each other, we don't have to love each other. Oh, gotta love you to build. Every other community understands that. My wife, bro, her family showed me so much because crackers is just like niggas. I was at the function with them. I'm at the family gathering. This nigga mad at this nigga. This girl want to bring her boyfriend of the time who got a wolf, who literally is a part of a wolf pack and wants to bring the wolf to the function, to the family function. Bro, they yelling at each other. Grandpa, over 90 years old, World War II vet, Italian dude. Nah. I'm like, oh, y'all niggas too. But you know what they do? They love each other after they curse each other out. They hug each other after they curse each other out. And they may not talk. And a nigga might not come to the function. But they still love each other after everybody get their shit off. Say some nasty shit. I'm looking like, oh, y'all niggas. Now, of course, my wife's family is more Italian niggas, you know what I mean? But it's like, I see other cultures and races, they know how to fight. We don't know how to disagree. We don't know how to fight. Potty Mouth Dom gotta call me a bitch. Just because he disagreed with the opinion that I had on Drake being MAGA. Oh. Call me a bitch. Call me a hoe. Call me all of this weird shit. We could just have a discussion. Why it gotta be gotcha? That shit whack. And that's why people won't move away from this, because it's still gotcha. Geechee. And it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. So what I learned from other races and cultures is that they know how to reconcile. They know how to deal with their bullshit and keep it in the family. I ain't talking to him, Ray Daniels. Yo, bro, we look at our idols and our elders. Niggas be mad, chatty patty, bro. The way Jay has handled Dame. The way Dame has handled Jay. If we look at our hip hop shit, sometimes it hurts my heart to see that there's other people that are making billions and trillions behind the scenes, and Dame got no teeth, and everybody's making fun of Dame and Rock Nation. That shit hurts my heart. Now I understand there's a lot of sucker shit that go on behind the scenes that we don't see, but America is some sucker shit. America is some sucker shit. So I want to bring, if it's time to be professional, we could code switch. But everybody be trying to paint us just like they did Koala, trying to paint him like some crazy, man, fuck that guy. He's not going to get a job. He's not going to do this. That's corny. But that's how niggas be treating it. Like I said, a lot of that shit that the whitey be doing, niggas be doing the same shit. Man, Koala's not going to have a job. Fuck that guy. Fuck that bitch. Bro, Lupe, bro. But that's gangster, nigga. No, that's whole shit. That's the trauma that you learned from the cracker. And you keep trying to remix it like that's some shit we do in the hood. That's some shit we did in the hood to survive because we didn't know no better. But now, the millennials and the Gen Zs, niggas know better. We should do better. I don't want to preach to y'all. But real talk. When I speak, bro, how do I not have a militia behind me? Have I not done enough? Ain't no sucker shit. Ain't no cap in my rap. It's three niggas on the face of this earth, four niggas on the face of this earth that if they speak, I gotta let them speak. But they know when I get my chance to speak, the story is gonna be the real story. Other than that, there ain't no cap in my rap. You will not hear Reed doing some sucker shit. No, any nigga that ever been my friend in reality has made more money. Any nigga that come in my circle, any nigga that fuck with me makes more money. My homeboy Colossal Beans, I gotta promote him more. He don't be doing it as much as he should. Shout out to Kels. But anybody that comes into my circle makes more money. Learn something. I learn from them. We build, we bond. Ain't no cap in my rap, bro. I ain't no bullshitter, bro. I'm really the nigga that I say I am. I'm building. I'm always positive, and people think I hate white folk, which is not true. Because I love my wife. I love my wife's family. I didn't want to love my wife because, yeah, maybe I do have a problem with racism. Maybe I do. Maybe I have a prejudice bone in my body because you're not about to hang me. Not happening. But what I say is real, bro. This rap beef has not really, everybody wants us to move on, but what are they giving us? They're not even telling the truth. A lot of people not telling the truth. So we really got to look at our culture and really dissect it and see that, yo, a lot of shit we be doing to each other is very much what they be doing. So I look behind me and I'm just like, dang, that's why I love that Regal's here. That's why I love Deluxe the Champ is here. Bro, I should have took my wife to go see the concert. I hit Deluxe up to go see a concert with me, bro. If I could get tickets or movies, anything special I can get, or if companies send me anything, I would give it right back to the people, bro. I'm a person of the people, always been. Hispanic, black, white, Asian, anybody that fuck with me got more money. The nigga that helped me get out of high school, I put him on my mans and he got more money. That's how I am. I'm an old school nigga. We want everybody eats, B. Everybody eats, B. But I want to eat. But if they see Reed, if they see Reed on some MAGA shit, then Reed, then you gonna see me on everybody channel. If I go on some MAGA bullshit, doing some bullshit, then you see everybody hitting me up. I could say 20 nice things about niggas all day. Soon as I say one, they messaging me, they hitting me up. That's fucked up. 136. I love y'all. Y'all the best. Y'all the real ones. I ain't got a big budget, but I'll break bread with the people. I'm out of here. I love y'all. Till next time. This was biggest rap beef of all time, and it's going to continue to be talked about. So what? Listen to what I said. Let New York have its moment. Stop hating on New York. Reedmysole out.